तो तेरे दिमाग में कैसे आया कि पॉडकास्ट करते हैं?
मैं जैसे मैंने अभी अफेयर में बताया था आपको कि लाइक आई लाइक डांसिंग बट I cannot keep up. This is the dance keeps on evolving every day. Every day it's different. It's different. So I was like, what can I do? And at that time I was listening to a lot of podcasts, and I realized, okay, let's make it as a memory, because we talk a lot. It's like in 11 years I've met a lot of people in a lot of different fields, a lot of different experiences, a lot of different backgrounds, a lot of career change, everything. I like let's chat with them and let's see how is the Australian journey. At first I thought, okay, let's do with Nepalese people only. Then I realized, let's get the story out of the immigrants, not just the Nepalese immigrants, because immigrants, it's all same. It doesn't matter. Then I was like, okay, let's start to get in touch with a lot of people. Then one said okay, the other one said okay, other one said okay. I was like, okay, that's good. And so it's all about a memory, because I want to learn something from you guys, or it's all about learning, because we know हम बातें करते रहते, but it's always hi, hello, Sarad कैसा है, how about you? It's like that.
No, it's see, as a person you mature more, second thing, and you get to know people, like, you know, so how, because अभी क्या होता है, अपन लोग बात नहीं करते हैं और किसी से, खाली बात करते हैं, मतलब नॉर्मल जो जैसी सोशल जो होता है, मगर जब तू वैसे बात करता है पॉडकास्ट में या लाइक, यू नो, 1-to-1, बहुत कुछ, मतलब एज अ पर्सन यू ग्रो एज वेल. तो समझ रहा है, मतलब कि यू अंडरस्टैंड अदर्स फीलिंग्स एज वेल. अभी तो खाली होता है ना कि आई हैव टू बी अ नाइस पर्सन, राइट? मगर इफ आई पुट माई सेल्फ इन योर शूज व्हेन आई टॉक टू यू, then it's more better, like, you know, जैसे हमारी spiritual journey में बोलते हैं ना, like कि when you meditate या whatever, so you reach to a stage where you and me become one.
Exactly right.
So when I'm looking at you, I'm looking at myself. समझ रहा है? तो वो चीज़ें जब हो जाती हैं तो like there's a plant, like, you know, you don't need to distinguish between plant and you. So how can you hurt that plant?
Exactly.
तेरा हाथ रखा हुआ तो उस पर ऐसे करके मारेगा तो नहीं ना?
नहीं.
The same thing, like, you know, if you are me, how can even I hurt your feelings? How are you idiot? Like, you know, look at this guy, like, you know. So when you reach at that stage, everybody is you.
So you will never hurt yourself, and that's what it.
That's it. Like, you know, to be better that, like, you know, you'll become, let's say, your kid, like, you know, how will you just think, like, because if he's doing something, so you are doing something wrong. Yes. You know what I mean? You'll say, oh, like, we are at that stage right now where हम लोगों को लगता है ना, पहले मैं 15 साल पहले टैक्सी चलाता था, तो उसमें ये होता था कि कोई बच्चों को देख रहे हैं, जैसे अपने ट्रेन्स में भी होता है, बच्चे बदतमीजी करते हैं, ये करते हैं, आप कुछ नहीं. अभी मैं उस स्टेज पे पहुंच गया हूँ, आई जस्ट लाफ. द किड्स, they don't know what they're doing.
Exactly.
They'll grow out of it, because हम लोगों ने भी वो किया. हम लोग कितने नॉटी थे, आप पता नहीं तेरे बारे में, but I was very naughty.
Same. Every kid is naughty.
मतलब कि एक होता है नॉटी, एक होता है नोटोरियस, मतलब कि जो बच्चों का बॉस जो बना होता है, that was me.
Okay.
जो भी कुछ है, मतलब बल्ला तोड़ दिया, पंखा लगा हुआ है स्कूल में, वो नीचे गिरा दिया, कुर्सियाँ तोड़ दी, like everything. That was so. अभी क्या होता है, मैच्योरिटी के साथ you get to know कि नहीं यार, अब अपन, मतलब everybody is at that stage where they will understand.
Maturity, learn everything, learning experience teach people how to grow. Or you just mentioned about the spiritual journey. Are you into any kind of thing, like are you into yoga, meditation?
I do, like, my mom, she had, like, you know, see, it gradually started, right? So because I'm a Brahmin, right? And I used to eat everything. Eat everything in the sense, like, you know, whatever tastes good, I'll eat it. Doesn't matter, be it, like, you know, octopus or anything. But what happened is, like, you know, I felt like, you know, this is not for me. Because I started listening to Sadhguru listened to him a lot. Like, so it started slowly, it started changing. Then so at that time, there was they have a inner engineering program. Like, it's a very basic program.
Yes.
They initiate you into Shambhavi, and there are a few things like, they teach you. So that has to be through a teacher. You can't. If I want to tell you, I can, but I shouldn't. I'm not allowed to.
Some gurus has to initiate
that. Like, so somebody there has to be done through proper techniques.
Yeah.
And I'm not eligible or qualified to do that. Right? So if I teach you wrong, it can do worse than doing any betterment to you. You know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
So that's why they say don't teach anyone, not even your family or anyone. So that's why, like, but that is something which teaches you the breathing techniques and yoga. Like, it's very basic, but still very effective.
Yeah, how about inner engineering? I do words, but not like you. But I like to take good things out of what Sadhguru teaches, because whenever he says something, it's really simple. The way he says things, he teaches. It's simple. Anyone can understand.
Yeah, that's his quality. Like, that's why, because see, there are so many gurus nowadays, right? Because I consider myself be थोड़ा बहुत समझदार जिसको बोलते हैं ना, like, it's okay. So it's very hard for me to get impressed by someone, honestly. But when he talks, then you say, oh, he's talking logic, like, something. I'm pretty sure there are some gurus who are like, heaps better. Or maybe, I can't say heaps better, but they must be at that level as well. But you got to go and see them, or maybe somebody has to introduce you to them. Like, you go to see them.
Yes.
But you unless you don't see them, like, personally, you cannot get impressed by them. Like, the first liking someone is the first impression, isn't it? Like, if you like someone, then only you can start following them.
Yes.
That was my thing. Like, so I started. Still, I was not very convinced. Like, now I used to think, okay, maybe, because once you start listening to them, you always have thoughts about, like, what he's like. He's just making money, or he's just.
Yes.
But when you do it yourself, when I was lucky that they started doing in an engineering program, like, they do it every 6 months or something in Australia as well. So, but most of them, they are in Melbourne, like,
Oh, okay.
So I've never went there, but I was lucky. I was used to work at stations. I had time, and so there was 3 days program in Sydney. So I just paid. But Sadhguru's everything is very expensive, like, trust me, because it's not like he's not making money out of it, because they say 90% of his work is charity. So I can afford it, and other people who are NRIs or like, they can afford it. So whatever money he makes out of it, he invests everything in the villages, like, all the
Less privileged people
who cannot afford to pay him.
Yeah.
That's what, like, so he's got a big ashram,
The Isha Foundation.
Isha Foundation, like, and plus all the villages and those places, he teaches them yoga, and he teaches what he charges me for inner engineering, Isha, they do it free for them. They don't charge a single penny, even feed them and everything. So let's say if I paid my money, so maybe at least 1,000 people are getting taught by that.
Exactly.
And it's not free. Like, if he's going there, like, he's teaching, he's arranging everything. It's a big volunteers, and everything is volunteered. He's the only person, like, who's the guru, and rest, all of them, they don't get paid to do anything.
Okay.
None of them. Like there's so many retired, heaps intelligent, heaps all the retired judges and all those people. And like younger people as well, who just live there full time. They could have, if we talk about money wise, they would have been a CEO of a company, but still they chose that path.
Spiritual journeys, I think something I'm looking forward, but a little bit later when I get a little bit of time. It's something because growing up in definitely Hindu country, Nepal, and growing up in a family whose beliefs are rooted down to Hinduism and everything. I think the small things when mom wakes up in the morning and then does puja and everything, Surya Namaskar, those little things, those that influences a lot. I think that helps you keep discipline and has faith in something as well.
That is right. That's what I'm saying. It's because, see, we are lucky to be born in that part of the world.
Yes, definitely.
No, I'm just honestly believe that. That's why once you go there, right? You go to the hillside or whatever. If I go to Himalayas, I just go there and you can feel the difference. You know why? Because there have been rishis and munis, they have chanted mantras for thousands of years. That has purified that place so much that there's so much energy when you go there, you feel it. You just feel something is different, something is good, but you can't explain it what is good.
Exactly what it is. You know it's different.
It is, but you don't know what it is.
Exactly.
This is all the chants which all the rishi munis they have been chanting in the past. That place has become a holy place.
Yes.
From which side you are, that's like Uttarakhand, my place, it's called Devbhumi. So they say Devbhumi is because most of the gods resided there, and Kailash is also there, that side, Himalayan, all the ranges. I'm pretty sure south also, there's every place, India is awesome. If you're looking for something spiritual, there's no spiritual journey. Finding yourself, you can find yourself here as well, but it'll take, I think, little longer.
Yes. Now you need definitely some guidance, and you need to be in that environment as well. I think because if you don't have guidance, you don't know what you are doing, because there are so many things we don't understand about. Even when you say finding yourself, because it's a spiritual journey. It's someone needs to be there to guide you. How do you find yourself? Not knowing those stuff will definitely take a lot of times, but someone who knows, and if you are in the same environment, I think that's something.
Keeps better. They can see. I feel you start they teach you, let's say, how to meditate. Doing meditation is nothing. You just sit down and you just sit still. That's what Sadhguru says. He teaches people to sit still for 1 hour, 2 hours. In the beginning, you can't even sit for 5 minutes still, because your mind is running 2,000 miles an hour. You're thinking about trains, you're thinking about your ex-girlfriends, you're thinking about your kids.
Each and everything.
It comes at that time when you're just sitting alone.
He
right?
doesn't want you to think everything.
Everything comes there. But you don't have to worry too much. That happens to everyone. I can guarantee you, everybody who started that happens to them as well. But people who reach to places, those who are persistent, they just sit, keep sitting. So by the time you just go gradually, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, then you're lost. Then you realize that, oh, why didn't I do it earlier? You know what I mean? So once they initiate you, then you're on your own. You are meditating. That's my thinking, is right. But let's say if I have to go from here to the airport, right? But I know the way as a newcomer into this field. I know from my way from here to Campbelltown, right? So my guru said, oh, go in that direction. I found Campbelltown station, right? And how do I get to airport from there? Then I need his guidance.
Yes.
He'll tell you, okay, go from here, take this bus or take this train towards the international airport, you'll get to the airport. Okay, right? So every step, you might get to airport rather than you can do it on your own. But then which plane you need to get onto? Maybe then that time maybe you need money to get onto a plane to buy a ticket. Then Guru comes to help you. That's the thing, when you're stuck, he can push you, but it's not possible, you just off the street, he just touches your mind and you become Swami Vivekananda.
It's never like that.
Yeah, it's never like that. Because, see, Guru can just push you. He cannot put things inside you just straight away, that he can't make you enlightened.
He can guide.
He just can guide you, because you have to find it within you.
Exactly right.
This is what people say, this is what our Sanatana or Hindu Dharma is about. Isn't it? Because we look at the beauty. We find everything, every living thing is God. For me, every living thing is God.
Yes.
We bow down to a flower plant before picking up the flower as well. How beautiful is that? Just imagine that, because you're just saying, sorry, I need to
pluck you.
Need you for a greater cause, maybe. So you just take that out. We bow down to Tulsi before you pick up Tulsi.
Yeah. Holy basil.
Holy basil. That's what we call it, yeah? In English. So even ant, if you kill an ant, still you think, oh gosh,
Yeah.
I shouldn't have done that, but still.
It happened.
So that's why my kids, they eat meat and all those things. So I was talking to my daughter the other day, and she was just talking, and my son also. So I said, see, I know, I'm not challenging you, but I know one day you're going to quit meat. He said, no, I don't think so. I said, if I'm there, if I'm not there, you'll see. You will. It will be inner calling, and then you'll say, nah.
Yeah, nah. I think I had that moment, but it was not I didn't do it for long. I only did that for 6 months, because at some point I feel why I'm eating, because we can eat any other stuff. Why am I getting a meat? Why I'm eating some living things, to be honest. Exactly, because someone killed it. I didn't kill it, but someone killed it.
Yeah, definitely. If you are not eating it, nobody, they'll not kill it. They'll not breed it also. There's so many, if you look at the story. See, my thinking not to eat meat is not to kill them. That came later on. My thing was, why health conscious, if I'm eating a chicken, right? So when they slaughter it, when they cut it open, they're not checking, it's not going through an MRI. He's got heart problems. Has he got hepatitis A, hepatitis B, or whatever, right? You don't know. You just cut it, and it comes to the Woolworths in the supermarket, and we just bring it home, cut it, cook it, eat it. What if there were some bacteria things which you are not supposed to consume, and you have that disease? That was my thought about it, leaving. Then Sadhguru came in between, and then things keep changing. Now I don't eat it because, I don't want to kill them as well. And then after leaving meat, maybe 2 years later, I become a vegan. That was totally because of health reasons. I didn't have any.
Are you vegan now?
I'm a vegan now. So almost 3 years now. So I didn't have any problems, but I thought, okay, I like challenges, and once I quit something, I used to drink like a fish, I was a binge drinker, so drive taxis, come back home and have 3 or 4 beers. Then I said, nah. One day I decided before my son was born. That's why I still remember, how long I have been sober, let's say, I used to drink, smoke, gutka, everything. Then I said, nah, it's too much.
Gutka is like a staple food back.
That is, now you feel it, because when you eat it, you don't realize it, how bad it is. But the money involved in this industry is so much like,
Yeah.
we shouldn't be eating that. But
Yeah, it's rubbish. Yeah,
it's rubbish, like, it's not, it's very unhealthy. 100% it's unhealthy, like, because one of my friend used to, maybe a month or 2 months ago, like, he just had an infection in his tongue. So he was just telling me, I used to talk to him every second, third day in India. So I just asked him, like, go get it checked. He said, nah, because chala ho jata hai na, ek wo halka sa boil type. So I said, no, get it checked. Maybe it's something like, no, it was cancer. They had to cut the bloody half of his tongue. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, any gutka eaters out there, please, it's not fun. Trust me. You shouldn't be
I
eating
used
that.
to eat a lot of when I used to work back in Nepal. I used to eat a lot because I had that friend. I was in that circle, and we were doing. We were working at a call center, so it was that thing. Seven or eight people. We were just there constantly, just
Eating
and then.
Because it wakes you up, like, and something is in your mouth, like, it keeps you busy. I remember when I was in India, I was on my motorbikes. So I'll just take my bike and go to UP, towards Kicha. And there was like 250 kilometers from Delhi. So I'll just buy like 10 packets of gutka, and you just start. You never stop. Like, you'll be there in 5 hours. I'm talking about like 12, 15 years ago. And 20 years ago, not 15. I've been in Australia for 20 years now.
20 years?
20 years, yeah.
Wow, 2004.
2004, October, I think.
Long way from home.
Long way.
20 years.
20 years.
What age you came here?
I think I was 30. I was 30, yeah. Simple maths. I've been here for like, so I'm 50 plus now. So in June, I'll be 51.
So 30 normally in our countries, 30 plus, you were already settled, I guess.
No, I was settled. Like, that's the different story as well.
Yeah.
You know what? Because I'm from UP, right? It's a small...
Uttar Pradesh,
very small place in Uttar Pradesh, Bareilly, and Bareilly was the district. So I was like, they call it Kasba, Tehsil. So I was from Bahedi, actually. So we came from there. Then after completing my graduation, I said, okay, let's do something. I went to Delhi to have a better future. Worked in Delhi for a couple of years. Maybe I was there from 2002 to 2002. I was 1992.
1992.
Yeah.
I was born in 1991.
Oh, see, he must be 1 year old. Yeah. So or 94, I don't know. Like, I completed my graduation. I went to Delhi. I stayed there till 2004 before I came here. So I was there for
half of my
2004.
life.
Yeah, so almost like 14 years. I was like 12 years. No? Yeah, 12 years. Yeah. So almost 12 years I was there. Delhi taught me a lot. But what I was coming at is like, okay, I started working in a courier company. Then we thought, it's not good. Like, we need to have more. Then I joined some other company. Okay. Whatever I wanted, I kept getting that. Let's say, like, so maybe my dreams were not that big. But I used to think, I'll become a regional manager. Maybe, things will be better. I became a regional manager. And then I said, nah, it's still not good. And after that, because I said, it's nothing is happening here. Like, I should go out. One of my very good friends, he said, let's go to Australia. Like, it's very hot territory. I said, we applied. We thought, okay, we'll make thousands of rupees. We'll just work there for 5 years. So then we'll come back and we'll buy property. And then
it's been
it's been
20 years.
20 years now.
Look at that trend.
So when I came here, I started working. I thought maybe we should have a proper job. We got the job. You see, bottom line, I realized it's you. If you are happy, you are happy anyway. If I was back home in Uttar Pradesh, I would have been happy. Right? If you can have bread and butter, that's all you want, like, but money is still important for to raise a family.
It is.
It's very important. It's not everything, but it is very important thing.
I just remember something. Eminem, the famous rapper.
Yeah, Eminem. Yeah,
He says money doesn't buy happiness,
yeah,
but a lot of money buy a lot of happiness.
that's right.
But
That's right.
like growing up, we all know that from a medium family, we don't have a lot of things. It's not we have the things, but there are limitations of what things we can have, right? Because growing up, we are not rich. Like my parents were not rich.
Yeah,
But-
same middle class, like
middle
this.
class, but they had sufficient. Like they had that little bit of savings somewhere for those rainy days, and they have everything. So we, growing up in those household, we know that money is not important. But once you get outside of that little nest that parents build you, and then you realize, it is important. It is important because we'll have our families later.
Yeah, yeah, that's
And
it.
living in different countries, it's not like same back there and back here.
It is like, but that's the problem. See, being the first generation of immigrants, like, it's very hard for you, right? You work, and then you, being from that background, you think, you always tend to leave something for your kids, and at least, like, what I have suffered, they should not suffer.
Exactly.
If I was in India, I could have sold my parental properties, or maybe, like, you could have settled down there, like, it would have been heaps easier. But here is entirely different because you have to start from the scratch.
Yeah.
And whatever we did, like, we did it ourselves. Like, I didn't ask any money from my father. Like, only thing, when I came here, we borrowed some money. That's it. Like, after that, I never.
The first semester fee, I remember.
Yeah.
They gave, and then after that, it was all.
Yeah, that's the thing. So it's a big thing, So, yeah, Eminem is right. Like, lots of happiness can be bought, but still, it is there. Like, when you go in overseas, you think, oh, why can't you go in a first class? You know what I mean? You can, but you'll be extremely. I mean, what do you call it? You'll be going beyond your sheet.
Like, it's I don't know exactly how do you say that in English, but there is something you have to only chew as much your throat will allow you to chew.
Yeah, in Hindi it says, like, उतना ही पैर फैलाओ जितनी चादर है.
Yeah, exactly, same. So
Yeah,
like definitely being here for a long time, we can go. Like it's not we don't want to go. We can go.
No,
but we will
Sharad,
not-
I 100% agree with you. But what will happen? See, then I refer back to my old thinking.
Exactly.
If I'm there, I'll still be the same person. If I
Exactly.
can afford, I can even afford a private jet to go somewhere. I'll still be the same person.
Exactly. It doesn't change. It's just
So what can change is yoga.
yoga.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, you can be blissful sitting here. Like, why do you need, I mean, external sources to make you happy?
Yeah.
When you are happy, you make everybody around you happy.
Exactly.
That's what, so you just sitting here, you just sit there for, like, 20 minutes, half an hour, and, like, you're so happy. Why you are happy? Because you know the reality. As I told you earlier, like, you is me, I am you, and all these rules are made, as Sadhguru says, like, just consider all the rules, whatever there is, are made by you. Like, you're in this house, you say, okay, drink your coffee, keep the mug back into the sink. That is your rule. Daddy made it.
Yes.
So if you don't do it, you'll say, oh no, I didn't do it. Like, so you better pick it up and put it there. So you won't get angry. Somebody else made it. Your wife says, Anna, put your shoes back, like, all the time. Then you might get angry. It's her rule. But if you consider that rule your rule,
Exactly.
then you'll
So
not
there's
get
no one-
angry. There's no. So every job is your job. That's what he says. Like, Sadhguru I'm referring to. So it's my, like, if I'm going on the street, even on trains, like, as we drive, some of the, the crew members, they throw the rubbish in the back. I always pick it up. I'm not bragging about it, but I still, like, pick it up, put it in your pocket. When you go out, there's a bin, throw it up there.
Yeah.
You don't need to, like, you are doing your bit, little bit, and everybody can there do the, if they do their bit,
The
world would be a heaps better place what it is right now.
So you incorporate Sadhguru's belief in your daily life as well.
Most of it, like, I try to. If it is like that, I'll 100% follow him. But sometimes you need to be very determined, or like, what do you call it, rules and regulation. There's a particular word for that. You need to be, in army they use it. It's a very common word, like, discipline.
Okay.
Discipline, like, so you have to be disciplined, like, you will, like, one day, hopefully it's not too late.
Nah, it's not. I yesterday I was watching Sadhguru, because I was trying to get into the mantras, the significance of mantras in why they are there, like what is the significance. So I was just getting into the Gayatri, because Gayatri mantra is the one we relate, especially as Brahman. Because in Nepal, when you are 7 years of age, then you do that ritual where you put the thread around your.
Yeah, that's what do you call it?
Bartaman. We call it Bartabanda.
Bartabanda. We call it Janeu.
Yeah, Janau. So
So every time you go to the toilet, you put it in
so
your
we put Janau, right?
Yeah.
So it is done by Guru and your grandfather. And they will talk that mantra in your ear.
Okay.
That's how. So they are like, okay, I'm giving you the right to chant this mantra, and then they will say it. And then we do a lot of, it's a whole day ritual where you wake up at 3 in the morning, you put turmeric all over your body. And you shave your hair with a little bit of pony at the back, and
choti.
Choti. So it's and as I told you, my family background is a lot of that thing, a lot of religious. It's just like it was there, and I was like, okay, let's like, I was trying to learn, but listening and learning are two different things. So I was trying to exactly understand what does, and then I realized it's called it's a Gayatri Mata. So that's when, and then she's mentioned in Rig Ved. So all these 4 Vedas are based upon that, and it's called Savitri mantra as well. So, and then, like, once you know, because nowadays, because of the technology, you can learn so many things in like click.
That's what Sadhguru says. We are the most comfortable society in the last few decades. Centuries ago, like, nobody has what we have right now. Imagine that. You're missing your dad, missing your mom, missing your best friend. Pick up the phone, WhatsApp, FaceTime, you can see him straight away.
Yes.
Right? When I came here 2004, I didn't know how my sister looks like.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, 2 years later, when I went back in 2006, when I got married, I said, how they look like this now. You know what I mean? You can still see the photos, like, but there was too much. The file has to be this small, and then, you have to make that
compress it.
That was zip file.
How
you have to make it. Zip. Still, there's so many. So that's what he says. Like, you that is one of the examples. Like, I have to find something. You have to find Vedas. You can find all the Vedas on there. You want to learn Sanskrit, you want to learn any goddamn language, you can learn if you are keen to learn that. So if we, like, let's say I want to learn Sanskrit, I can do it, like, so, but I have to, you can start. Or you can even learn Kathak, you can even learn, the basics. Then
anything you want to.
So that's, we are the most comfortable generation and that for my kids also, like, I tell them, like, whatever you want, I can buy it for you. It's not that I'm too rich or anything, because I have seen, being 4 siblings and mom and dad, just one person earning, you can understand. You have 2 kids, like, I've got 2, and it's so hard to raise them, right? Our parents, we were 4 siblings, right? And on one person's salary, my wife is making, and they raise everybody, and they gave us good education. and everybody संस्कार भी कितने सही दिए सबको, समझ रहे हैं ना, you respect elders or things like that. But our problem, like, that's what was best according to them, whatever they could afford at that time, they did for us.
I think the best our parents did was they instilled the values. They instilled the values and the culture, the root, how we grow up, and what are the beliefs and how is it. So even it's a cultural values, religious values, and I'm really thankful for them for that.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
I think it's still being a sanskari is like a gahana. It's like an ornament. You cannot. It's really expensive. You cannot buy it. It has to be within you. You can't fake. Yeah, you can fake it for a couple of times, but and then it's not how it is. You have to have that instilled.
Yeah, that's it. Like, that comes from your parents. Like, because how? Let's say when you're 2 years old, 3 years old, so your father is telling you something, you don't get it. Like, but when he's doing something, he's going on the road, he picks up something and puts in the dustbin, or maybe he puts it in the pocket. He comes home and he puts it in the dustbin. Or maybe he's feeding someone. Some sadhu is coming to home, like, he's touching his feet and things. These memories stays with you forever. Like, like, this is, and your dadu comes home, like, he's touching his feet and things like that. This is what sanskar is, like, and then they teach you how to like respect others. Like, they don't tell you, like, you learn by looking at them.
Yeah,
that is the thing.
Monkey see, monkey do.
Monkey see, monkey do. That's the
Same with my kids. The 3.5-year-old, she does whatever we do. So whatever so I took her to shopping, and then on the zebra crossing, I just look at the car and I know she does the same thing. She'll look at the car and she just raises her hands like.
Yeah, that's so good. Like, and these people appreciate that as well. Like,
because she's acknowledging that car stopped, and so every time I tell her, okay, you walk here, but before you walk, you gotta see both sides, and she still does it. So that's how it is. So the yoga, you do yoga meditation, right?
Yeah.
So is there like certain type of yoga or certain type of meditation you do?
No, mostly, like, as whatever I learned in inner engineering, like, it's like 21 minute process, the whole thing, like, I do that much, right? And there is some hatha yoga as well, like, which I learned through Sadhguru as well. So I went for a 2-day workshop, whole 2 day. And
did you stay in the workshop camp, or you just went back home every day after?
No, just every day, because it was in Hornsby. I'll just go in the morning, like, 8 o'clock starts, finishes at 4. So they give you 2-hour meal break, and then you just, altogether it was like 6 hours, and then they tell you, like, so because it's hard, like, they can tell you how to do it slowly, then you become practice. See, yoga, what we can tell or what we can give to anyone is the yoga. I tell you, like, what to do, what is the best thing you can give it to the world, or maybe what is the best advice I can give it to any unknown person. I'll say yoga. Trust me. Like, I'm nobody, but I'm telling you, just learn yoga. It is like, you'll see, like, once you learn that, you'll understand. Does not matter. Yoga is like, your life without yoga is like playing cricket without a bat.
Okay.
If the sooner you learn it, the better it is for you. If you don't, nobody tells you, if you don't, ignorant, like, nothing will happen, right? But once you learn it, then I can bet you my life, you'll say, why didn't I learn it earlier? Yoga is not just the exercise bit I'm talking about. I'm talking, yoga is like, your Milan with God sort of thing. Srishti, like, the creator. You get to know him or her, whoever it is. Like, there's no gender.
There's no gender.
Because some female listeners may get offended, like, how can you say that?
Nah,
It's
it's one.
it's one, like, ekumkar.
No, we just have to have a faith.
Yeah, that's it. Like, it's not. See, the God is within you. Like, there's no God. Like, we have said Shiva, or like, there's no shape. Adi Yogi, like, Shiva was the first one who introduced yoga, because he yeah, he knew what is the word is gonna be, like, and this is why we have so many mental ambassadors in the world now. We talk about mental sickness, but we don't know how to cure them. Like, why this is happening, and the more and more they are increasing every day, bro. Why? Because first of all, we have a nuclear family. The families are getting smaller and smaller, and kids are growing up in broken family as well. Like, today I don't like, my wife is doing something, I was I'm bored of you. You just find someone else. You have two more kids from that person. Like, after a couple of years, no more. So it's what's gonna have what's affect these kids gonna have.
The impact gonna be devastating, and that's how they.
Because that is really that is the main reason. Like, why? Because there's so much of loneliness. The kids, especially, they are into computers and the mobile phones all the time playing. If the social skill is not there, so if you know yoga, you don't have to tell them what to do. You know what? Like, if you learn how to meditate, bottom line, it comes up to, like, oh, you and me are same. So once you're doing that, I don't need to tell you, like, that you need to love yourself. Like,
So you do yoga every day?
Every day. Like, it's just 21 minutes, bro. Like, it gives you, and it's not like, you have to do it. It's like, you want to do it at that time. You look forward to do that.
Yeah, once you are at that certain
that's it. Like,
certain place, that becomes your daily routine, and then, like, if you don't do it, there's like, okay, something is missing.
Something is missing. That's right. Like, so.
You mentioned about inner engineering.
Yeah.
Like, what is exactly inner engineering?
Inner engineering is like, it's nothing. It's like a crash course towards yoga, right? He just teaches you, like, few basic steps. What to do, how to breathe, how to walk, how to look at the world, like, so how your mental state should be. It's like that. I can't tell you, like, and there are a few kriyas which I told you, like, they are involved in that, and that if you can, you should do it. It's not, there are heaps of courses, like, where you can learn yoga, like, Sadhguru says, like, it does not matter if you learn good or bad or whatever. You start, you learn.
At least you started.
Started, and things will fall in place, literally, today or tomorrow, slowly. But you got to do it. That's the thing.
Like, whenever I watch Sadhguru, he's always calm. He's not in rush. The way he thinks, he feels like he's still meditating, but he's still sharing his thing. Like, he's always calm.
Yeah. That's. See, once you reach at that stage, because with him is like, I think he's the most watched personality on YouTube, right? So when you see, first of all, he is like that, and second thing, like, he can't do, if he is very he's not what he is claimed to be, sort of, like, because there's so many cameras, you cannot fool people nowadays. So he is the way he is. So he's a genuine. That's what I feel. That's why I take him as my guru.
Yeah, I start watching him as well, and then I realized when he was young, he was a model for. So I saw his picture on a bike.
Yeah, he was always like, see, when he got I think I don't know how old was he when he got enlightened, sort of, right?
Yeah.
So he was somewhere in Mysore, like Chamundi Hill, they call it, like, So he said, like, he used to do yoga from, I don't know if he, how he got into yoga? So he used to go into his nani's place, right? So there was a well. So they used to, so every summer vacation or every winter vacation, I don't know which part we are in India, but we used to have summer vacations, right? So he used to go to his nani's place, all his cousins, and they'll come, and there was a well, kuan. They used to dive into that and climb up.
Yeah.
So there was no stairs or no ladder or anything. So there were like little bit that brick coming out, and you need to have very strong hand grip to come out. Because they used to jump and they used to come out, and Sadhguru was the best at that.
Oh, okay.
So among all his cousins, right? So there was a passerby. He must be 72 or some year-old guy, right? He was going on. So what are you doing? He goes, we're jumping, we're coming out. He said, can I do it? He said, he didn't wait for them. He just jumped.
Yeah.
And he said, he's finished, like, they thought. But he came out faster than them.
Okay.
Then he said, and Sadhguru was after him. Like, how did you do it? How did you do it? He said, learn yoga. That's why he got into it. He was his guru then, like, then he considered him as his guru. And that's why he got into yoga. And then he started meditating. That's what he says. Like, on one day he was just sitting on Chamundi Hill, one of the rocks, like, he just meditated. And he says, everything burst, sort of thing. And it was like, he could feel everything, the flowers, and like, he felt like he's just there, he's gone up, sort of thing. Like, he can see everything from up, not in the sky. Like, he could feel any, the flowers and the things which we cannot, the sense, everything. Yeah. And he thought, like, he's just sitting there for 5 minutes or 10 minutes. He was there for 4.5 hours. He said he was not a very emotional guy, like, but the tears were coming out of his eyes, like, like anything. He didn't stop. That's the thing. So that's what I see. I've become very emotional as well. Like, when I think about things, and like, I become emotional when I'm on my own. I'm listening to songs, or maybe Shiva or whatever. The tears comes to you. It's not like, I don't know if it is a good thing, bad thing, but I feel good. Like, when you listen to some bhajans. I went to Haridwar the other day, and I was lucky to be a part of that Ganga Aarti. They have it, everything. It was so soothing, like, there are some places in I'm pretty sure, like, if you go to Pashupatinath, let's say, you don't have to go there, and you don't have to see Shiva's statue, idol, and everything. Just go and sit there. Sit there for 2 hours, like, and just, I think, like, if I go there, or maybe, like, I go to places where I just sit, and it feels so good. Yeah, you can't explain, yeah. Like, that's what I'm thinking. Like, what are you trying to, why this is happening? Why this is so calm? You just say, like, this is all in the current, in the environment, like, where you are.
It's the energy,
like,
everything. Now, Pashupatinath is, I think it is the go-to place for Hindu from all over the world. They go there. It's like during the night.
It's not Hindu. Like, I feel like, it's Hindu. What are Hindus? Hindu is not a religion, brother. Right? Yeah. It's just, that's a good thing about. Now I understood, like, they didn't tell you to do this thing forcefully or do, right? My parents never taught me, or do this, no, don't talk to Muslims, or we used to do, or don't talk to this, like, being a Brahmin. They never taught me that. That's why it was not in me, right? But once you come to this stage where you realize, like, it is finding your answers yourself. Nobody can help you.
Yes.
They can just guide you. But once you start, that's what we say. Yoga is something like, you think, why this is happening? Where is God? Like, why is Ram is there? Like, was he a man? Was he God? Or was he, the avatar of Vishnu? Was he really like, you have to find your answers yourself. And you will find the answers, brother. It is like, his ideology, why he came here. Was he a God or not? I don't know. Was he a human being? Yes, if he was a human being, he was a goddamn human being, right? In Indonesia, like, people worship him. He was all over the place. Why? Because he was a very good king. That's why he just got married once. Like, he decided to, for his praja, somebody said something about Sita. He said, okay, my praja is not happy, so that's why.
Let's test her.
Yeah. So that's the thing. The Hinduism is more about seeking, getting answers for your questions. And you are the only person who can find it. Somebody can just guide you, but you have to, once you find them, it is. And we are lucky that we are in this generation where you can get lots of help.
Yeah, I remember we were working the same train, and then you were listening to something about Sanatan Dharma. And then I was like, okay, let's get it. Because I knew the term, but I didn't know exactly what it is. I'm still trying to learn what Sanatan Dharma, everything is. And then later on, it's... I'm still getting there, but it's all with Sadhguru, trying to listen it. So realize Dharma doesn't mean religion, it's a law.
It is a law.
It is a law.
It is a law. Like,
so the way of lifestyle, the laws we do, the thing we have to do, that we have to obey, the things that we don't hurt others, or any other living organisms. There are so many over there, and that's like a lifestyle, and I think that's what Hinduism is.
This is what Hinduism is. Like, you don't have to. That's why nobody. See, in past also, like, I've been told, like, I had a girlfriend who was a Christian, like, other people, they try to tell you, okay, come into this religion, that religion. That never occurred to me. I just thought, why telling me that? Even though I was not that sort of a person what I am right now. In the sense, like, I was not that religious at that time. So I still used to think, no, why? I don't want to be like, because if I was born as a Hindu, I'll die as a Hindu, like, And we were, I don't know where, Sadhguru came here in, recently, I went there, like, the first time I saw him live, right? And it was such a divine experience. I can't tell you, like, because it was, again, Sadhguru's everything is so expensive, I would say.
No,
but it is worth it. I went there and I was just sitting and I was just crying like anything, like a baby, man. And like, 70% of the people. So when I'm saying that, like, he's not giving me anything to say these things, But I felt it, like, it could be the atmosphere, or it could be, he didn't give me anything to eat so I can feel something, Nothing was there, but it was just the electrifying environment. He does few things with yoga, like, I don't know what he does, right? But he tells you to, whatever, do the yoga kriyas and all that thing, then emotions comes out of your inner self, like, that's the best thing. I'm pretty sure the other gurus must be doing that too, like, but with Sadhguru, I was lucky that I found him at that time, like, so once I never thought I'll be that sort of person who will be doing yoga and things like that, because I used to think, oh, why do people do that? Just be a good human being, right? Without doing anything, try to be a good human being, it's very hard, because you're forcing yourself.
You're forcing yourself, right?
You are forcing yourself. But again, I'll come to that. If you know that you and me are the same, I don't have to force anything. You is me is you. Like, it doesn't matter if somebody says something to you. I haven't reached that stage where somebody swears at you and you don't swear that back. But I will get there one day. Like, and you don't have to try. Like, you will be like that. Okay, all good.
You have changed a lot
Hmm.
since I met you.
Hmm.
After Prism, you were different. Like at that time, you were different.
Yeah, I
And
was.
then I started to talk to you, and then I saw you went back to India and you got a lot of tattoos.
Yeah,
And I was like, okay,
Oh, I was in the driving school that
yeah,
time.
and
Yeah.
then because I was interested into those type of tattoos,
Mhm.
more the spiritual type of tattoos, and then I asked you, and then
I have to still learn a lot. Like, maybe point 0.01%. You haven't learned that much. Also, if I'm saying that 0.01 is still, it's too much. There's so much to learn. Like, not, I'm not talking about like, the books is also there, but like, to find yourself. Once you find yourself, like, you might be still, because this never stops. This is what we're talking about Hinduism. Like, you reach at that stage. Oh, you found the answer to this. Then you seek for another answer, because it never stops.
It never stops, and learning never
It
stops.
never
as well.
stops. And it's not like that you have to reach to a certain goal. You know that there's no goal.
There isn't. Yeah.
So you keep on going. That's it. That is Hinduism.
Yeah. It's not just about books.
Yeah, it's not like, the more finding yourself. And in India, I've felt like that is right. Like, if you talk about, because of the politics and all that, things got really bad. Like, and our culture was lost. Like, things. I'm a big fan of Modi, actually. Like, so we don't want to bring politics in, but whatever he has done to India, it's marvelous. Being an NRI, I'm telling you, like, because he's the only Indian who has become a prime minister since we got independent. So there were other prime ministers, but they didn't do anything. They were not
just prime
Indians.
ministers.
They were just prime ministers.
Yeah, I think recently Modi, he opened the month. What was that?
Yeah, Ayodhya Mandir. Like,
Ayodhya Mandir.
Yeah. See, that is, there were the emotions attached to
Exactly.
people to that. Like,
Yeah.
because how you are in your own country, like, there's everything is there, but still you have to fight, right? That is democracy. Everything was done through Supreme Court, and court on decided, and they did all the surveys with the latest technology. They knew that this was the mandir earlier, like, Babar broke it. That's why they gave the verdict. And the other places this is happening, because it's not like, building a new mandir. It's like, I don't know, there's a particular word for that. It's like claiming that back.
Yeah.
It's not, they are not making something new there.
It was already there.
It was there. They're just renovating it, sort of. Like, they're just claiming it back. That's the only thing. It's not like, making a mandir where the masjid was. That would be like, breaking someone else's masjid, which is newly built, like, and then you break it, and then no, it's not that. Like, whatever was there, they're claiming it back.
Yeah, I didn't know at that time, so I was getting a YouTube recommendation. So I was watching it, and I'm like, it's really because of that was that Babari Masjid Kand, and then I'm like, okay, so that's, we all heard about that one, but I didn't know exactly what has.
No, because the Western media, or maybe like, people who are not from that side, they don't know what the real story is.
Exactly.
They just think, if for Australians, maybe they'll say, oh, okay, they broke because they are in majority BJP, or maybe it's not even a Hindu country. Like, it's Nepal was a Hindu. It was the only Hindu country. It's gone now. Right? It's all politics.
I don't know why
it's gone. Like, I was so proud at that time also. Like, at least there's only one country.
95% of the people, population is Hindu there.
Yeah.
And then
secularism, and they call it like, they're all democracy. It's all crap. That's what I feel.
Once the king was gone,
the
Hinduism was gone, and I don't know what happened. Like, I can't even tell because I'm not there. Now I'm not, like, so we are here as you say, NRIs.
Yeah,
we are NRNs.
And
we can't say anything about Nepal because I didn't certainly feel worthy of staying there and doing something. I tried it.
mm,
It didn't work out. A lot of corruption and everything, and then even getting a job after having undergrad degree was really crap because they give you so less money and they don't have experience. Nothing was going good. Now it's growing up, but after 11 years, it's too late for us to go back and do something.
no, you can't. That's the thing. Because your kids, I don't know, I can't say for myself, but it's very hard for us to go back unless your kids happy to go back. I don't know about India. India is growing.
Yeah,
Well,
India is growing. Nepal is definitely it's getting a lot of.
India and Nepal is having very good relationship now because they're buying electricity from
Yeah, everything.
USA.
It's going there, but as you said, now my one is like just 5 months old, the younger one, right, and the other one. So legally, we gotta stay here for another 20 years. That's how it is because we have to look after them. We have to guide them in a certain places, and then
100%.
after that, it will be like you just go back to just die.
No, that's the thing. No, because see, the problem with the immigrants is the first generation of immigrants. You left your parents to have a better life. You came here. They suffered when you left your parents. You suffer, you still miss them, right? And then when your kids need you most, you leave them.
Yeah.
You are the one who's suffering the most.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you had 2 kids, how hard it is to have them on your own. You can tell, I still remember, I used to struggle so much, I used to miss. And we were back home. I don't remember when I was 18. Because you have your breakfast here, lunch there, dinner at someone else's place, in the same mohalla.
I know.
It's like, your mom is gone somewhere. Okay, Bobby, come here. We'll just go there when we eat. There was no formalities can you take care of my son, please? Can you babysit? No, there's no.
They knew their parents were not home.
No,
And then they just
that's it.
Okay, come to my place.
That's it.
Then we just stay. Then they will feed. Even we slept.
Yeah, that's it. Slab and everything is done. Okay. Oh, finish. Now things. I don't think so. The kids will understand that, but that is a different generation.
But I think, but still, I don't think we will be able. For me, myself, like my wife keeps on saying, if any of my daughter goes overseas to study, she said I will go there with them.
Oh,
because even when my wife went to UK, she always thought at least her parents would be there to support, because when you are a teenager, you go to different countries, you don't know anything, you gotta start everything from the scratch. It's a learning lesson, but having family 15 hours away from flight, it helps, but it doesn't really helps you, what I mean? And then I remember she always says that one, if my kids go to somewhere, I will go with them. Like, if you can, if we can do that one, it's good. But I think they are born in a pretty good country, I believe, so they don't have to go anywhere else to get a better stage, because we do have a good. They might go to different states, but you do meditation and yoga, but you do any other normal exercises as well, or just...
I do fasting. Fast is my big thing as well, because I just do water fast. So I just don't eat for a couple of days, and that's it, just to reset your body, So the longest I started with 3 days. The longest I did was 3 days, and I thought, oh my God, 72 hours, So the next time I did 11. The longest I have done is 30 days without food.
But it takes. So you started with 3 days, and then.
Yeah, it took me, let's say, 2 or 3 years to get to 30 days. So it's not I have a set dates where I'll do it. Today, let's say, I'll feel it. I'll say, okay, let's start fast. I'll do like that. It's not I have to do it in 8 months or things like that. So, so if it is 6 months, so I think, okay, it's been 6 months I should do, like, just to reset your body.
How did you get into this?
Oh, the same thing. Sadhguru was responsible for that too, but he said little bit, but I just went to the extreme, like, So
Yeah, like you can imagine. Yeah, 3 days. Like, we do fasting. Like it's
Yeah,
it's in
yeah.
our we do that. It's in our culture. Like we do that because I remember when my mom used to have birth.
Yeah.
That because I think you guys call it something. You look at the moon and then
Oh, yeah. That's
Karva Chauth type.
Karva Chauth.
So we
Karva
do
Chauth.
have something called
Yeah.
Tees.
Yeah.
It's before Dasera where they.
But the yours is heaps harder.
Yeah, I think they don't eat the whole day. And
Yeah.
I think they eat the day before. I think it's called Dar. So that I messed up the thing. I think they eat the day before, and then after that they don't eat for the next whole day. And I was like, how can you do it? Because you remember being as a kid, you gotta snack a lot of them, right? And then
that is once you don't do it, you don't realize it. Because see, when I started, as I was telling you about, like, how did I get into it? So Sadhguru said, like, he was talking about something about fasting. He was not talking about water fast only or things like that. He just said, why do we fast? Let's say he gave us very good example. He said, like, there are two sort of bacteria in our body, right? Good and bad. Good bacteria, they fight with bad one, like, anything happens. So good bacteria are, the bad bacteria, when they activate, so you might have, they're doing petty thieves, like, they're like, the jeb katre hote hain na, jaise ki so you'll have cold, flu, jukam, and, like, bowel movements and things like that, infection, whatever. So the good bacteria keep fighting them, so everything is happening good, like, so they're just doing small jeb katra sort of thing. And but what happens is but they are all over the body, right? So some here, some there, like, but when they get together, all the bad ones, then you have a bigger problem. You might have a bowel cancer, you have some sort of cancer sort of thing, like, that's, and the good bacteria cannot fight them. So when we fast, before I get into that, so good thing about bad bacteria and good bacteria is, let's say, I'm a bad bacteria, you're a good bacteria. I eat, let's say, 20 chapatis to survive, right? I need 20 rotis to survive. You are a good one, so you are like that, and you just need one roti, right? And you and me go into bushwalk, and somehow we get lost. Who is supposed, like, we can't find any food or anything. Who's gonna die first?
The one that is 20.
Yeah, that's right. So I'm gonna struggle more.
Yeah.
Right? You can survive for longer. At least 20 times longer than me. Like, see, if I can survive for one day, you can maybe survive for 20 days. So same thing goes with the fasting. So when we don't eat, we starve our body. Bad bacteria, they die. Not all of them. Some good bacteria might die as well, but most of the bad bacteria die. So that is the only reason, like, I fast. And then I started, he never said, like, do 30 days fasting. He never said that, but I just try to challenge myself, and it was so good. Like, if I tell you the experience about that, it was so good. Like, you start appreciating food. Because you when I was fasting and I was working every time, like, I could run faster than you, I can tell you. At that time I had so much energy. What is the biggest nightmare? People say, like, we have a saying, like, bhuke pet bhajan na hoy gopala, or maybe, you just say you cannot sleep when you're hungry. I was sleeping like a baby all 30 days. I was sleeping like a baby. Trust me. Just go, boom.
So when you first started fasting, like for, let's say, intermittent fasting or any, like 10 hours, 20 hours, 30 hours, those being 3 years ago, do you feel like tempted when you see the food? Like, okay, I want to eat.
It is. See, once you cannot control your mind, there's no point living, brother. That's what my thinking is. You can control anything. Nothing is more stronger than you yourself.
It's all in the mind.
It is all in the mind. If you cannot, people say like, oh, I can't quit smoke, I can't quit alcohol, this. I said, why not? You are the most strongest person in the whole wide world. You cannot control yourself. Like, you tell me to do anything, I can do anything.
Yeah, I did the same. Yeah, the smoking. Sorry to interrupt, but I did quit smoking. It took me quite a bit. Like, it's not like, so the thing I was taught by I was taught by someone when I was watching one of my friends. I forgot the exact thing, but it was like, because I was smoking 20 a day. That's a lot. 20 a day. It was like 10, 11 years ago. And then I was about to get married. And then I asked her, my wife, what do I do? And she said, it's your life. You can do whatever you want. And then it hit me pretty hard, saying that she doesn't care. So I can't keep on smoking, or I could just give up. And then slowly, just I start cutting it down. I used to get a lot of headaches because you are cutting the nicotine down. But later on, like now, I can't even stand the smoke.
Same thing. I used to smoke, right? When the places where you are not supposed to smoke. Let's say, you some friends, they hate smoke, or maybe my friend's elder brother is there or sister is there, then you go out, you smoke and you eat the chewing gum and things like that. You come, oh, somebody smoked after. So how do they know? Because that smell is still there. If somebody is still smoking 100 meters out there, I can feel it. Can you, so that is so bad. And I'm so glad I quit smoking, bro. Otherwise, I would have been dead by now. I used to smoke same, like 20 or 30 easy. And I would have, you save so much of money, first of all.
Especially here.
Yeah, that's what I'm going
like back near I remember we get a...
You can have one cigarette, like, you just go one. Here I used to buy the whole, there's no one.
Yeah, you gotta buy the whole, like even over there, even that 20 cigarette Sikar or Surya, it was so cheap.
That's the thing.
And then you just go down, okay, let's have so before dinner, after dinner, you go out somewhere. In between the breaks, it was hard. Like I had a lot of, but that's how you get into. You got a friends, and then okay, let's do it. And then it's when you are young, it's like a kind of it's cool as well. But
that's the best thing.
Thank God I quit smoking as well,
because I couldn't have money wise. Also, I wouldn't have been where I am right now. Like buying houses and things like that. You can't. Too expensive here. And second thing, your health. Maybe you have had so many. I would have had few strokes by now. Like if I wouldn't have quit at that time.
Yeah, and the other thing is, I remember my mom's father passed away because of cancer. When I was young, and I remember he had something here, but because I got to see him only one time. It was only for a couple of hours because he used to live in the Himalaya side, so he came down for the treatment, and then he stayed in our house for a couple of days. And then we went to school, and then after a couple of months during Dasera, exactly the Vijaya Dasami day, he passed. And then so my mom, she never puts that red tika on her forehead because of that thing. So it's always that Dasera day. It's the 10th day. So it's always there because you remember. And then those were the things as well that made me realize it's not worth it.
It's not. 100%. Why do we have to see? I don't. That's why anything which that's my motto now. Like I cannot live without, except my family. I don't want it in my life. Like coffee was my biggest hurdle when I was fasting. So every day you were not craving for anything but just the coffee. So I quit coffee 2 years ago.
Wow, it's hard to give caffeine.
Yeah, that's it. Like that's what I'm saying, Sarad. Like this is your mind. You cannot. That is the most powerful thing in the world. You can do any goddamn thing if you decide. You can do anything. Trust me. But the thing is, you need to decide. Yes, I have to do it, and you have to believe in you.
Yes,
you can do. That's what my theory is. If I want to do something, I can do it. So I haven't met anyone till now. live who has done 30-day fast, right? I've seen people like, on YouTube and all that, 45 days, 50 days, things like that. And there was some guy who's done 1 year as well.
Water fast?
Water fast
Oh
only.
my goodness.
So,
Isn't that too much for the body as well? Done like
no, the fasting, let's say, put it this way. Our body needs 1200 calories to burn the food we eat, right?
yes.
And when we are not putting anything in there, so what are we doing? The 1200 calories is still there. They need to do something.
Yeah.
It's not like that, they're just sitting there.
Yeah.
It's like not like bank deposit where if you don't use it, don't. They have to go somewhere. So what they do is they eat. They go into your body. They start repairing it, rather than the energy which is used to consume that food, to digest that food. There's nothing to digest. So they go in around your body. They start repairing whatever the dead cells are. This is what God has given you, something best machinery in the whole wide world. Your body heals itself. And unfortunately, in today's world, what we are putting in there, it's not. Everything is got preservatives. Everything. Even like, the gehu is coming, even the atta, everything is got preservative. So you got to do something. Something is wrong with your computer, right? You call the IT department. What do? Most of the time they tell you, okay, unplug it, shut it, restart it. When you fast, this is the same thing you're doing to your body. So what? See, I might have some problems tomorrow, you never know. But I'm pretty sure by fasting, I have eliminated few diseases which would have been here today if I was not fasting. I was not even aware about that, but that is my belief. I've cured some of the things which was there. You getting my point? So that is something which, it could be an ulcer, it could have been some cancer, it could have been anything, so that is not there just because of fasting. So I'm how old? I'm 50 plus now. Touch wood, I don't have sugar or any unknown big. I've got thyroid though. Okay. Yeah, that was detected long ago, maybe 10-15 years ago. So I haven't had anything. You never know. This is my motivation to and I did water fast, same, not water fast, dry fast. I never tried that. Last time I did was 3 days, 72 hours without anything. People say, see how these, nothing against doctors, I love them, but they make fool of you. The most important thing, meal of the day is breakfast. Then you eat lunch. Then you eat dinner. You're not giving rest to your body, brother.
Yes.
And you just keep eating, and you need to give at least 14 to 15 hours rest. We don't. We just keep eating. Then something happens, you say, oh, let's take a Panadol. Panadol is, keep eating Panadol, or maybe what is Combiflame is Nurofen, which is there, in India is like Saridon and things like that. It's so easy to get.
It's a drug. It's look,
So-
I do have migraine, right? So every time I get something, I get a headache, I'll just go and grab a Nurofen, and then it just goes in a couple of minutes. So, but I was told, I was fortunate to have a Greek doctor back at hospital. She was so good. She never gave me any antibiotics, even when I had a really bad throat, all those stuff. But and then she was like, okay, I want you to, I want you to eat oranges and mandarin every day for next 1 year. Of course, I didn't do it, but anyway, she's like, okay, because your body needs that. I'm not a big fan of the fruits. And she's like, you eat it, you eat this, the way you suffer from cold and these all hay fever stuff, it will cut down. And then later on I realized, okay, that's really important. She was like, she was the one doctor who would never give me medication.
Yeah, that's it. Like, you give your body a chance to fight those bacteria. We don't, like, we just, before that, let's say you have migraine, I would say just let your body do it. And see, I will recommend everyone, like, whoever the listeners are, like, your listeners, to do at least, try to do 7-day fast in a year. 7-day water only fast. That is must. Don't do it more than 7 days, but don't do it less than 7 days. But start with 1 day intermittent, like 20 hours, like things like that, and start with 3 days. But I'm telling you, if you can do 3 days, after 3 days your mind shuts, and it's nothing. Eating is just a thing.
Yeah, I do intermittent fasting and I
Yeah.
like it. It's just because I eat a lot and I kind of work out a little bit as well. But because I have been doing that since I was in Nepal, it's just we're living by ourselves, and then we used to go to college and come back. So in the morning 6 a.m. you go, so you eat something, and then because of course we didn't have money anyways to eat outside a lot.
Oh yeah, there was no culture eating outside there. There was no culture. Once you eat at home and you come back home, outside you can have some moongfali or maybe some fruit. That's it, like, and that is. But going to the hotels, to the proper restaurants, no way. I don't remember. Like, now I can count on my days how many times I ate outside.
When I was like a culture.
Oh, here is
you
like,
wake up in the morning, right? You go to have a big breaky.
Yeah, big.
And it's like a proper lunch. And then okay, it's a lunchtime to around 1:30. And then because when I work in that private thing, I really used to hate that stuff, because once a week we all used to go outside to eat. And I was like, I don't want to go.
Yeah.
The first thing, it cost a lot of money.
Yeah.
And then it's just because the places they used to go, I never liked it. I like my own food.
Yeah.
And then I used to get my own food, and then I think second or third week I was like, nah, I'm not going. It's just there's nothing around that I can eat.
Yeah.
And then so wake up 6 a.m., go to college, come back around 3-4, and then you start cooking. You don't have anything, you go buy stuff, and then you cook it. That was already, so that's when it was like 10-12 hours. Like my normally I do 14 hours, and then when my in-laws are here, they were really shocked, like, why my Zamai Raja is not eating. She used to be every time she's here, she's really concerned, like, why you not eating?
Because, you put on weight. You told me, like,
and then I started eating, and then I was 78, I become 82, 83. And then now I'm back on track, because I don't. So in the morning, I just drink the coffee in the morning.
Yeah.
And then after that, I make food, everything, and I normally eat around 3 or 4. And then that was normally, so when I'm working, there was 1 meal a day. That's it. I never eat anything 1 meal a day. But when I'm at home, I try to eat 2 meals, small meals. But still, if I have really late lunch, which is my 4-5, I'm done for the day.
That's good,
because there is no point. Like, I know I will not sleep until 2 or 1 a.m. in the morning, but I'm not eating anything when I'm on my bed. Because if you eat before you sleep, it's wrong. You have to keep your body little bit of time as well. You can't just go to bed straight after eating full.
Yeah, 100%.
That's wrong.
Totally. That's what I do nowadays. Like, in normal life, normal days, I'm intermittent. Intermittent means, like, let's say I start, my window is, it depends, like, but I start 3 o'clock. 3, 5, 6, 7, depends, if you're going somewhere, like, some. So what I do is, like, if let's say somebody called us for dinner, 3 o'clock, I break my fast. I eat my salad, because always I need to eat my salad. Like, so I just go to Costco, buy the 1 kg and the whole box, and I just wash it and put it in the fridge. And every day I take a bunch, so that 1 kg lasts me for 13 days, 12 days, depends, like that. So every day it's like 90 grams or something. Then I eat, let's say 7 o'clock, so 3 to 7. Then next day I start 3 again. I don't eat anything in between. So it's like 20 hours. I just figured it out the other day. 20 hours is minimum I have to. Otherwise, and I eat, my diet is, I can eat a whole bloody Costco pizza, bro. Like, my diet is like that. So I try to.
Same.
Yeah. So that's not good, actually. Like, that's one. And I go to the gym. So once I it depends. Being a shift worker, like, so you don't know what you're doing. So I adjust my timings. Let's say now I'm doing early mornings, 3 o'clock start and finish at 10, 11, whatever. And then you just, I know if I don't, I have to eat. So I just, like today, I went home at 12:30, slept for half an hour, got up, went to the gym, and since I started, maybe it's been 6 months. I haven't skipped a day going to the gym. Skipped a day in the sense like I do one on, one off. Like one
You
day
go
I
to
go
proper gym.
proper gym. Like
Okay.
today I like today I went to the gym. Tomorrow I won't go. It's like alternate days.
Alternate days.
Yeah. So I've never skipped. Like that is a promise to myself, right? And if I have to go somewhere, I'm off. Maybe sometimes the gym is not open at 7. So I'll go to another gym, being a fitness passport. And if that gym which I prefer to go to, they open at 5:30, so I'll go at 5:30 and start work. Let's say if I'm working at 7 o'clock or 7:30 at Campbelltown, so I'll just first thing I'll be the first member to get in, do it because it takes me hour and a half to do the whole thing. So just take a shower there, go from there. That is like commitment you got to do. Like if you can't be true to yourself, how somebody else is going to believe me?
No, exactly right.
You know what I mean? So you have to live with yourself, like when you're sitting alone, and then you feel an achievement. You've done that. You that's what I tell my daughter. Goes with me nowadays, like she's liking it, but yeah.
Now doing exercise and keeping your, so uh, it gets, I think for me, even the exercise, it's like a vacation to me, because when I don't do it I feel like a crap,
Yeah.
and when I do it, it feels so good.
People, see, most of the people who have never exercised in their life, they don't realize it. If they exercise, their energy level is higher than not exercising at all. I don't know if that's why. Like if I don't go to the gym, I'll feel more lethargic, more tired. Because when I do for 1.5 hours, I can still feel it. It keeps me going for 24 hours. I can still feel it. Like today I'm not feeling it because I've done it now. Like I'm really pumped. But tomorrow I'll feel like I've done something. That because every day you're doing the different muscles, right? So like so that's a good sign. So day after tomorrow in the morning, still you feel, oh my god, and it takes, the older you get, it's harder for you to get fit. So you have to increase your workout, double the amount what you used to do when you were 20.
Yeah, the commitment would be different.
So, and plus you have to think about your injuries. You can't lift that much as well. You don't want to lift that much. I don't have to pick up bloody 200 kilos of deadlift, what I used to do. Let's say I never picked up 200 kilos anyway, but I'm saying 120, 130. So, but you got to be very careful about your injuries as well. That's the thing.
Yeah, I remember. I still do have a little bit of back issue, but it happened because I was doing powerlifting 2019. I just started powerlifting because I was big. I was fat. I was not big. I was fat because I was drinking a lot at that time, and then drinking and eating shit food. And then I went to gym to lose some weight, but I didn't like that workout, like every muscle workout. So I was just introduced to 5x5 workout. That's all those barbell. So you do the barbell row, you do deadlift, you do squats, you do shoulder press.
Yeah, that's what I do. That's it. That's what I do.
5. And then I got so connected to those exercises because I can do two exercise in a day with the proper amount by calculation. And then a little bit later, I started doing powerlifting and saw a lot of videos, everything on YouTube, and I started joining the powerlifting group and know a lot of things. And then at that time, a little bit too much ego as well. That's when I hurt my back when I was doing. It was just starting, but it was 140 kilo. But it was not the disc; it was a muscle I pull. So every now and then when I do deadlifts, it kind of the PTSD kind of thing. Like, okay, I might do it, But now I'm not doing anything competitive or anything. So
Yeah, that's the thing. You don't have to. That's what I think. You see, my wife was saying, like, you have those blisters.
calluses.
Calluses.
Yeah.
So now I was thinking now, because I was being stubborn, and why would I use the gloves and all those things? Now I've started using gloves. What happens is, like, these ones, when I was doing 120 deadlift, right? So because of this calluses, you see that, like, because I couldn't hold the weight that long, like, because by the time you're doing the sixth rep, your weight starts slipping, and you're trying to hold it, and it stretched my finger, sort of thing. So there was a split in between.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, because my weight was heavier then, and I said nah, because then I said nah. So I started wearing gloves then, like,
Yeah, there is there is no point not, because when you do those competition lifts and all those stuff, like, you don't wear gloves, they do have that special wrap, but when you're not doing, you're just doing for yourself,
then wearing gloves. Yeah,
you are not trying to improve your grip strength.
That's it. Yeah,
like,
nothing. That's what I said. Like, no. So that's why I bought gloves, and I've started doing that, because
gloves are pretty good.
Yeah.
So you do fasting, you do meditation, you do yoga, you go to gym. You are by talking to you, I now realize you are way disciplined, and you are so different, Bobby, than I met you 5 years ago. It just,
we keep changing, Sharad. Like, maybe if I meet you after 5 years, you'll be a different person too. No, I'm see, person from deep inside, they never change, right? So most of the things, they stay the same.
Yes.
But when you do meditation and you find yourself, like, that's the best thing you can do. That's what I say. Like, I हाथ जोड़ के, like, I just request your listeners or viewers, whoever is there, get into yoga, please. Like, does not matter if there's no good teacher around you, go to YouTube. If it is no YouTube, any crap teacher in your area, go and start doing yoga. You'll not regret it. Trust me, just do it for any reason. You want to look good, you want to improve your flexibility, teach your kids, like, that's the best thing you can do. That's the best gift, and they'll be praising you for the rest of your life if you teach it to your kids.
Do you do anything other than this? Do you visit a lot of places? Like, what do you do on your...
See, my best destination, like, to go, being an immigrant, like, see, as a parent, as Neeraj, if you ask me, I always want to go back to India.
Okay.
Because 5 years back, it was not the case. Like, I want to see the world. But right now, my peace is there. Honestly, like, I just want to go there and sit and just close my eyes. Don't want to meditate also, like, and cry. Trust me, like, you just sit there and you just close your eyes and you feel it. You don't have to do anything.
Yes.
Like, being there, that is my thinking. And that is my desire to be. Like, if you ask me, what do you want to do? So I'll say, oh, I don't want $1 million or anything. Like, just take me there.
Yeah.
That's it. That is my main priority right now. But being a parent, I have some responsibilities towards my kids. So I need to not teach them, I need to show them the world as well. So what I try to do is, whenever I go to India, we go through different airlines, try to see Asia, let's say the Hong Kong, but I've seen most of it, right? So now, next time, maybe when we go via Dubai, show
Have you
them.
been to Singapore?
Yeah, Singapore.
Oh my God, how fascinating!
It is Singapore.
That little country.
Yeah,
changed over the, like, that's a drastic change. Like,
I know, like, it's very humid though. Like, when I went there,
they had to plant a lot to make that forest possible, because there was no forest, and it's expensive. Like Sydney, it's more expensive than Sydney.
Yeah, it is. Like,
you go and buy the food from the food court. Oh my God, you pay more than whatever you pay.
Yeah. I remember, like,
I think Dubai is good as well. Dubai, yeah.
They had a flood, I heard, like,
Dubai?
Yeah. Dubai had flood.
When?
Yeah, a couple of days ago. I was just, one of my cousins, Mama's son, he lives there. So I was talking to him. He told me the other day, they had flood, literally big one.
Oh, wow.
So the airport and everything, the flights were cancelled.
Oh, wow. Never heard of that. I think I will go and do a little bit of research. Because Dubai is on in our bucket list as well. Because the thing is, we go back to Nepal. If we go back to look, it's been 11 years. I haven't went back to Nepal single time because every time my mom,
You never been to Nepal in 11
after I
years?
left.
Oh my God.
So my parents came after third year of graduation, and then my brother came, and then we had, and then jobs, PR, everything. And
That's
then,
it's hard.
and got stuck with the government job like once because you do have the probation like, and then again my parents, so now they can come and go anytime they want. They're coming next month.
Oh,
For
beautiful.
1 year stay, and then because my
Your parents?
yeah, my dad
Okay,
is
good,
retiring.
good.
So everyone is my whole in-laws side. They all have been here. They were here when my little one was born. So everybody like they are here. So they are here more often than other people, I think.
You should go back to Nepal. You'll
No,
find
I really want to go. We're planning to go back in 2020, but our first one was born at that time. My wife was pregnant, so literally I made a reservation. So our anniversary is on Valentine's Day. Okay, so
oh wow.
so I literally made a reservation at there is a big hotel called Dwarika. It's all authentic wooden craft like Newari culture building.
In Nepal?
Yeah, in Nepal. It's a big hotel. So there is a restaurant there that's theme around that Newari culture. Booked it for 16 people. Just found out she was pregnant. So I was like, the first 3 months you can't travel.
You can't travel. Yeah.
So I was like, nah, forget about it. So that day I called in the morning. They didn't pick up because of the time difference. So I had to cancel them. I wrote a really long apology letter because, but I really want to go back. But now I think my little one is 5 months. Once she will be, because in our culture, on our part of the Nepal, I'm from the eastern side. When girls turn 7 years, that we do have something we celebrate the adolescence. That's 7 or 9 or 5. So 5 is too early, so we do it on 7, and that's like the big ceremony.
You should. That's it.
So the first one, when we do, we will definitely go back to Nepal, and then because I want to do it in my parents' house, not here. So
Beautiful.
it's
that's it.
So I'm
And
really
you love it,
looking
like,
forward to do it. Like,
look at your meet your childhood friends as well. Like, we haven't seen each other. Yeah,
I don't know.
you'll find them.
I think a lot of them are in US and some of them are here.
Yeah.
And it's hard because I don't have a personal Facebook, so it is so hard to get connected. Even you remember a lot of them, but you don't know. Now it's hard to remember their faces as well because
I want to go to Pashupatinath. I'll go next time 100%. Like, I need to go there and do that camp as well. What do you call it? Like,
the base camp.
Base camp.
It's good. Base camp is pretty good. I think it's a little bit. I don't know how much it's gonna cost, but if you have someone, some friends over there, it's gonna cost you a lot less than how.
Yeah, 100%. No, I've got Nepalese friend. That's what.
Yeah.
And through Sydney trains only. Like, I've got Naresh. I've got that guy. This Neil. What's his name? He's in Pandit now. Driver.
Penrith driver.
Neil.
Oh. Yeah, Neer.
Neer.
He's a principal. No, trainer.
Yeah.
Neer,
So he was telling me whenever you go. But Naresh is there.
Naresh Awal.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
He knows.
How do you know him? Oh, this year.
I know him because we were in the same guards class.
Oh, okay.
He's very good. I go to his.
Leppington, yeah.
Yeah. And, so I'll go, but I need to go to Pashupatinath first.
No, it's good. If you go during that Sivaratri, it's amazing. Sivaratri, they burn weeds. Literally, I think that day anyone smokes weed and everything. It's all over everybody is.
I can't smoke weed now.
No, but you can have that experience of how they worship Lord Shiva. It's all the arati during the evening. Oh my God, that's breathtaking. Like, it's amazing. The whole surrounding, everything gets so different because I live close to that place.
You're from Kathmandu, are you?
I was born in Kathmandu, but my parents moved to eastern side. But most of my life in Nepal was in Kathmandu.
Oh, okay.
So I was in the private hostel. I used to stay there, and then the paying guest at that time, it was a new concept. Paying guest.
Yeah.
Because in India it was already there, but the paying guest was a new concept, and there was a Didi from Darjeeling. So she introduced that in that particular place. It was
From
like,
Darjeeling, she bought a place in.
yeah. So and then so she had someone to look after the place. So she gave her elder sister to stay there, and then and then somehow I found that they were doing the paying guest. I was like, that's amazing, because it's not a hostel, because you are not eating in a mess.
Yeah.
You are eating the food that they are cooking. And then it was okay, because they didn't know the rate exactly, but it was okay. We're paying good enough. We were 4 engineering students. We just stayed. Oh my God, it was amazing, because every day we used to go to Pashupatinath. It was like 10 minutes walk.
Oh, wow.
Every day. And then good relationship with a lot of monkeys over there. So many monkeys.
Yeah.
But I think if you go to Pashupatinath, go to Swayambhunath as well.
Yeah.
It's on the other side. It's not far, but it's amazing. There's also a lot of monkeys over there. They will snatch bananas and everything from you.
Now, when I go to India, like, because my kids, they've never seen things like that, so I'll buy the whole cart of bananas, like, from this, like, these vendors there, like, whatever, and they and we stop the car and we give it to the monkeys. They are so funny, like, it's langurs as also. We went to Haridwar, we did the same thing. And where else? The kids love, it's a good thing, at least they love India, like, they can't speak really Hindi, that's a problem, but like, we're trying to teach them. But
it is what it is. But no, it's a nice place to go back. Even India, Nepal, wherever you go, it's amazing.
Yeah, that part, like, the Himalayan, where, like, see, if you are a Hindu, you need to get to India and Nepal. Nepal is like, the same. There's no borders, first of all.
You don't need a visa.
You don't need a visa, nothing. Like, you just can
border.
go. It's an open border, which is a good thing.
People just make misinterpretation saying, but I think when there is a mutual respect for two different Indian and Nepalese, but people just think that, oh no, we are not like Indians, we are not like Nepalese, we all are human beings. We don't need to.
That's the thing, like, that's what, that's, I don't know, when we in Hinduism, like, when we have some bhajans and things like that, at the end the priest used to say Sabka Kalyan Ho, Vishwa Ka Kalyan Ho, like, why we talking about the whole Vishwa, like, we just say India only, like, we just think Puri Manavta ka, like, the whole humanity should be prosperous and things like that. So this is what,
for me, it's just a label. But yeah, sometimes when
see, sir, we got to understand one thing, because we have been out of our home countries. That's why our vision has gone different, like, we know our thinking goggles are different than the other people who have been living there. You know what, India and Pakistan, it's a big thing in India, but here I think they're just all human beings, I feel sorry for Pakistan, what is happening there, like, economically and whatever, but in India it's a good thing. Oh yeah.
It's just that's what, like, whenever someone says about something, when people start to compare between these two, because that happens a lot. I think it's good to educate them, but it's really wrong to fight with them. You know what I mean? Like,
you don't have to.
Just tell them.
The problem with them is they start fighting. You just be calm and start telling them. See, okay, I understand your point.
This is that. This, like, there's not a big thing. We all are in different countries.
Yeah, that's it. We all human beings. That's the thing. Because I don't know. Like, even it's not. The problem is, it's a human tendency, right? Any country who's doing good, the neighbors or maybe other countries won't like it. Especially, like, the layman's, like, the ordinary people, they'll say, I don't like. Even Bangladesh, something is happening. I don't know how hard, like, the normal Bangladeshis, the citizens, they're boycotting Indian products and things like that. I don't know why. So this is human nature. You can't.
It is what it is.
So if they understand, like, or even the Prime Minister of India, he says, like, the neighbors are the most important people. You never fight with your neighbors. And that is he says it now, but I was saying it way before that, like, not about the countries. I was talking about my neighbors. Like, I've got the best neighbors, but still, if he's doing something wrong, I never ever argue with them, like, because, and same thing with my colleagues as well. I never, like, if you have said something, I have to see you tomorrow as well. I'll just ignore it. Once, twice, thrice. Third time, I'll just tell you.
Exactly.
This is not right, brother. Like, try to tell you. But mostly 3 times later, they understand he's not saying anything, so they start feeling sorry for themselves.
That's what happens.
This is what most of the 99.9%, everything gets solved, third time. But if does not, you tell them. See, it depends on you. That's what people say. Like, if we meet nice people, why do you meet nice people? Because you yourself is nice.
It's really nice. Yeah, that's why. When this is something where a guest here who talked about because that particular person, he's always smiling.
Yeah.
Like he even says himself, he doesn't know how to be angry.
Oh wow.
And sometimes it's like he says, it's really hard for him to be angry because sometimes you have to say things in a firm way, and even he says that he wants to improve that one because he doesn't know how to become a firm.
Yeah.
And he doesn't, like, literally he smiles a lot. And I was like, that's so. He's like, when you smile, the rest of the world will smile. So that's really good thing.
Somebody told me, and there was such that thing got stuck to me. Whenever you talk to someone over the phone, smile.
Yeah.
And it is so, like, your voice changes itself.
It does.
So that's why I say, okay, I always smile. Like, I just, okay, what's happening? Like,
I learned that during my PY
and then
class.
the people on the other side, they get the vibe.
Yeah.
Sorry, you were saying something.
No.
Yeah.
So I learned that on our professional year class. We had to do it. So they were like, do not sit down and talk on a phone.
Yeah.
Stand up, then you smile. That's like the first thing when you do like the cold call for the interviews.
Yeah. Okay.
And then they get that vibe, and then even they don't want to, they will 100% check your email or CV. And I was like, that's pretty.
Yeah, when you're sitting, it depends. Like, see, so even when I get the hoax call, so many, these scammers, they're calling you. There's some girls, they're calling you from India. You can tell. I used to get so angry in the beginning. Like, now I just say, like, beta, I just tell them, like, they're making fool of you. Go and find a good job. Like, they're scammers. Don't do that. I just cut the phone. I don't want. So that's, because they are human beings. They are not like, if you swear at them or they're trying to look for a job. And it's so hard in India. Back home, it's like they give you pennies. So
it's nothing. I think those are most of the companies, the main company is somewhere else. And then
right now, things are changing, but like, it'll take a long time to.
Yeah, I follow one on YouTube who actually rates this scammer. He's an ethical hacker.
Oh,
so
okay.
He's based in India, but I think they are Americans, both of them. Oh my God. They will inform the police. They will have each and every video footage, like proof. They will literally call the same number, like the landline, and then they will call an exactly name, like name the person's name.
Oh, I know. I've seen those on Facebook.
They do use a fake
what are you
name.
doing? And they just go, yeah.
They do use a fake name, right?
How do they use their name, though?
It's like they can find.
They get into their camera and they just
everything.
Look at it,
Camera it's not that hard.
Is it?
It's not that hard. If you do something IT stuff, little bit of basic cyber security and all the surveillance stuff, they teach you this. Like even there is a thing where you can buy on Amazon. It's called Flipper, so you can literally just program it to open the garage doors, use anything. It's there. But it's just when it gets to the wrong hands, then something happens.
Yeah, that's what, like, see, artificial. That's what. See, on a serious note, that's what we're talking about. Like, see, who is intelligent? We talk about, like, those who have the book knowledge and those who knows too much. Those who have read. It's gonna be all meaningless in a couple of years because AI is there. Like, see, like. Earlier, we used to recite those, remember those, what do you call it? Pahades, the tables. You had to remember all of them by heart. You have to remember 12 ones. Now, you don't need to. They tell you to take calculators, right? And in future, everything is AI. If you have to write down an application for a CEO of a company, you just tell the
Yes.
Chat GPT and
I'm a big fan of ChatGPT.
yeah,
Like,
that's what it's. Then it's good, but what it does is, believe it or not, it makes you handicapped. You
can
are
see your
brain
point.
dead after some time. I still do my calculations just to, I struggle, right? Just to keep my mind fresh. Like, still I have to count things. Let's say, I have to do the logbook or how many hours I have driven and what. I still do it with my hand. I make it a purpose. I don't use the calculators because how many things you can do anything. You tell Alexa, just count 2 plus 2. It'll tell you the answer straight away. And you just go, Siri, do this for me, like, and see, so AI is gonna come up and like it's gonna do so many things we can't even think right now.
Yes.
What it can do. Maybe the actors would be all AI,
all CGIs and
everything. So that's why you need to search inside yourself because you'll be so lonely coming up. The mental illness, loneliness, it's gonna go up. So you need to know the purpose of your life. What is the purpose?
The rate of depression is getting up.
That's what I'm saying. Is like, bro, like, if you know how to be, forget about happiness. You look inside you. If you can find that moksha, like, and chanting. People think like, saying Om Namah Shivaya or things like that. Like, it's nothing. It's just the words. Like, it's not words. The sound of it, the reverberation. Like, it's why we were talking about Uttarakhand or maybe these hillsides. Why you feel energy there? Because thousands rishis and munis have been there. They have chanted that. They have gone. But that energy is still there.
That's why
people don't understand that. Like, we need to teach this to our kids as well. We need to pass it on. Like, so this is why we do it. At least we are lucky that we are in that age where we can explain everything. If you don't know, just say, okay, let me Google it. I'll tell you, like, what it is. You don't have to hide anything. You just say, okay, I'll tell you why this is done. Why do we do it 108 times? Why do we do Om Namah Shivaya? Why do we say like Gayatri Mahamantra? And why do we worship Tulsi? Why Ayurveda? Like, things like that. There's so many things which we need to explore, and we need to tell our kids. Because our culture, especially Hinduism, got ruined by westernized cultures, like, because there was so much of influence. Now that they're coming back a little bit, like,
it's just we do have those reasons. We do have all the things with us. We do have the Vedas, we do have the Ramayana, we do have the Mahabharata, everything, right?
Yeah.
But the problem, what happened with the generation was they always need the validation from Western society.
Yeah.
And then you go back to, okay, so this is good. But that's completely opposite. You're doing it, and now all the research, all the scientific stuff, they are even saying that even chanting mantras in a proper way, that they are made to be chanted. It just you can feel the energy.
That's what, like, people are getting it. Like, why do we have to be dependent on West? If they approved it, it's really good. No, at least we are getting confident now. Like, we are proud of our own culture.
Exactly.
Which will happen soon. It will, like, people have more confidence being, like, not to be ashamed of your identity. I'm an Indian, I'm a Nepali, I'm a Hindu. I'm proud of that.
Yeah.
And I am not proud of that. I'm lucky because I'm the most lucky person, like, because I was born in that land. My kids are not that lucky, but I am, like, because you can have what other people cannot have it. You know what I mean? Like, you just go there, you just, half of it you already know. Because being a Hindu, like, you know what this mantra is. For you to learn things, it's not. So that's why these, I was listening to a podcast from this Netherlands monk, like, he follows Sri Ravi Shankar, like, he was like, it was good, like, that's what he was talking about, like, why the, and Sadhguru also says, like, it's not the words. When we say om namah shivaya, it's like namah shivaya, actually.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing which, without using your tongue, these are the only three sounds you can say. Otherwise there's no other thing you can say without using your tongue. Yeah, so when you say throat, then you use your nabi, and then, like, it's like throat, like, then reverberation, and plus, the sensation goes, you can feel it, like, from there, chest,
That
then,
warm, like
yeah,
warm.
yeah.
That's so powerful. It just
So, like, so in yoga, if you see, like, there's some asana where you just have to close your eyes, ears, and everything. So just have to, then you can feel the vibration everywhere in your. There's so many things, man. It's like, 0.1%. If you can, nobody can know all the asanas and everything in yoga. Like,
yeah.
it's so vast. Like,
It is a lot. Like
it's a lot. Like, but you got to learn little bit. Like, and then you keep upgrading. Like, you just keep.
And it's not just about learning. Like, I know these mantras, they are in Sanskrit. You have to be able to pronounce that word in particular way it is supposed to be.
That's a you cannot, the sound. Yeah, you just
cannot just, because I did. I think when I was in IIT, we had to do Sanskrit.
Yeah,
it was hard.
Yeah,
because you have that ha sound at the end with those two dots.
Yeah,
and,
no, I've did Sanskrit too, but I've forgotten everything.
And it's just like even simple Gayatri mantra, everybody can pronounce it, but it's hard to pronounce.
Even Hanuman Chalisa, like, when you have to say it, you have to say the right things. Right. Otherwise, it will have to. It's not going to affect.
Nah.
And plus, it might do the adverse effect as well.
Yeah, you don't say it loud. You don't. You just say it within yourself. Because there are the reasons behind these. Because it's not. It is a sacred mantra. It's not like the mantras. It's not like a song. It's a mantra meant for a specific thing, so that it can harvest all of your energy and then divert it to some place you want it.
Yeah.
And then for me, I believe, because I do believe Gayatri mantra is really good, because I was introduced when I was 7. So by my grandfather and the Pandit. So it just got into me. I have never left Janai in my 22 years, 23 years of life. It's always there. It's always there. It will always be there. And then I teach my daughter. She asks, "What is this?" I tell her it's a secret for these Brahmins. Then, so there is a lot of learning as well. That's why. But especially the Gayatri mantra, it gives me when I'm stressed out, when I'm panicking, it just gives me, like, I become so calm when I just chant it. I just chant it loudly. I just chant inside my head.
Yeah, you don't have to, like, say it loudly. Like, you just say, you sit in corner, like, and you just think. That gives you. It's not psychological. It is the sound of it which gives you.
Exactly.
It's not, people just think, oh, no, it's like psychological and this just nothing there. No, it is. Until unless you don't see, we have been hearing those things, or we have been chanting those mantras for a long time. I've heard someone, like, this guy I was talking to you about, like, I forgot his name. He's from Netherlands. He said he had people, when he promotes his yoga, or he gets people from different countries. They're just sitting there. They have never heard those mantras. They can't even speak English. They can't speak Hindi, or, like, these people, when he chants them, they feel something. Why is that? There is something. So that is true. Like, the reverberation and the sound. That makes a lot of difference.
When I was a kid, we used to go to a lot of bhajan and aratis.
Yeah.
When all those gurus are doing the havan and sitting down, and they're chanting that mantras. Oh my God, they're just like, I used to get goosebumps. And then I'm not 100% Brahmin. I'm like, I eat meat and
Yeah,
Brahmin,
yeah,
China.
yeah.
It's just there, but those things is still there. Like when I see someone doing that arati with a big thing with a,
No, I
it
start
just.
crying, bro. Trust me. When I
Mm,
see that and I just close my eyes, I was never like that.
mm,
I just feel it, and they are the tears of joy. It's not like nothing.
yeah.
You just feel it, and you just. I look at someone maybe I start crying. I see someone happy, I start crying.
Mm.
Can you believe it? When you're on your own, so
It's
you just
tears
think,
of happiness and
yeah,
all
that's
those
it.
things.
You don't have to. At least you can express.
Mm.
And when I talk to my friends also, I'm talking to face and I'm discussing something, I still cry sometimes. I just because they maybe I'm very close to them or
Mm.
maybe I don't know. So become very emotional.
I think that's how we are supposed to be. I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's it. You don't have to
You
be.
just don't. You don't suppress your feelings, because once you start suppressing your feelings deep down, it's hard to come out. And when it comes out, it's gonna be devastating.
100%. See, that's the mental illness is all about. When we talk about mental issues and all that, because they have been, we had that stabbing. Yeah. So I was
Yeah.
just listening to his father's interview.
The
He was
Bondi
yeah,
one or the church one?
Bondi one, and this guy was saying, I really love my son, and I
Yes.
totally agree. This guy
Yeah.
was so sad, but he
Yeah.
was uh, devastated as well because his son died. He said, I loved my son, sorry, but he asked him was there any problems, he used to like girls. He said yes, he didn't have any girls,
Yeah.
girlfriends and all those
Girlfriends.
things. That's why, and that's the reason, why maybe if you think you're doing something which can calm you down. Let's say yoga is the on, when you see yourself
Mm.
from within, maybe this is all useless things, why do you need
Mm.
things like that? So that's why we need more people to do yoga. That's the
Yeah, I think
bottom point.
nowadays a lot of them, a lot of us, we just try to find some different type of addiction. You know what I mean? So that
Mm.
we can forget what exactly is happening to us, and then once we are done with that one, then we go and find another one. We look for another thing. You know what I mean? So yeah, you make a good point. Meditation keeps yourself
Yeah, that's it.
calm. Yoga,
Do it
it's
anything. You don't
exactly.
have to. Meditation is what? Just sit there. You don't have
Mm.
to do anything. Just sit, put your head up, and you just palms upwards,
Mm.
and you just sit.
Mm.
How as long as you can sit.
Yeah.
Trust me. Think about anything. You don't have to think about God or just think. Right? Time will come, then you will. Don't expect anything. Once you start expecting anything, it's not going to do anything. You
Exactly.
just
Anything. Yeah.
yeah,
Just do it.
just do it. Sit down, put your spine straight.
Mm.
Sit. When you get tired, just make it lower your spine, or maybe just relax position, and then you just do it.
When you start these all things like yoga, meditation, fasting, doing Sadhguru, like were your family little bit shocked?
Oh, my wife is never thought that a guy like me. See, Sharad, being a human being, I've done everything. I've shoplifted. I
Mm.
have cheated people. I have stolen. Right,
Mm.
everything. I was not a
Denial.
yeah. So everything I've done, but now it's not you feel bad, but still I don't. The I've repaid most of the things, whatever the pachtawa jisko bolte hain, I've
Mm.
done that, but it's all because you you were not clear in your head what you're gonna do.
Mm.
Sometimes you just do things for fun,
Yeah. Mm.
but still I was lucky that I was never caught, so it's not there. But I don't know, I'm not ashamed of accepting that
Yeah.
now, because that's me, because I know what I am,
Mm.
right? And I don't say that if you don't want to accept me the way I am, it's up to you, but it's not you accept me, don't accept me, it's not gonna make any difference to anyone. It's gonna make a difference to me. If I lie to you, I'll ask myself, why did I lie?
Yes.
Why?
Mm.
I don't need to.
So what did Bhavi said?
Oh, she was shocked, like, oh my God, like, she still says, like, I can't believe it. You do that. And
Is she vegan as well or not? Or it's just
no. She just quit meat couple of 1 year ago. I think she's gonna go back, but still. I've got a dog, so like I just try to teach my kids. don't be a dog lover, be an animal lover, like
I remember you buying a dog. You guys order it, and then I remember that time.
Oh yeah, they were so excited, man. Like and she's the best thing happened to me, at least. Like I love her so much. Like she's always there for you, and she's like
I think that's like in Nepal as well. We don't have a lot of cats. We don't. Cat is considered unlucky in Nepal.
Is it?
It is what it is. So we never had a cat. And dogs, yes, definitely. We had 2 dogs. And we had a lot of goats because mom she used to get a small goat, and then Pal Poske, when they are big, we will sell it, and it's a good profitable stuff. But there is some sort of connection as well. Like it was the first 2 goats, one was brown in color, one was white in color, right? So every time my dad used to come back from school, so we had a 2 story. So they used to climb up with the dad and sit on the sofa, literally, and watch TV. That's a connection. The white one used to be on this side, the brown one used to be on this side. Like I was a kid and I had that connection with the white one because brown was my dad's favorite, right?
Okay.
And then because it was never a pet, it was to sell. So I remember I cried the day they slaughtered the white one because I know it was pure business because that's how you get that side hustle money and everything. But I literally cried. I didn't even eat a meat. Like I was like, no, don't do it, because I was a kid and I had a lot of connection with that particular goat. And that time we had a dog, but what happened was we took a photograph of the dog and the goats, and the dog died after a week. And my mom was like, I will never have a dog. And then and then when we were in high school, we somebody get a small dog, like a Japanese Pomerian. In Nepal, I don't know how they got it, but they gave it to our neighbor in front of the house, and they said like, we don't want to feed them. My mom was like, because we had a dog before. My mom was like, I will take her, because she was tiny. Those Pomeranians are tiny. They bark loud, but when someone does something, they will just run around, right? And we had that for like 10 years. But I was here and she passed off old age. But after high school, I went back to Kathmandu and I didn't go back for 1-2 years. I used to go, she used to remember, and then when I got married, she didn't bark to my wife because these the dogs, I think they know the family as well. I remember the first dog because my grandfather, he was a pure Brahmin. He cooked by himself, he ate by himself until he was 95.
Oh wow!
Not even my grandmother. He didn't even allow him to cook. He used to cook. He used to wake up every day, 4 a.m. do his everything, the duties they have to do it. Then cook, eat, then do whatever the things he has to do. At night time, take a shower, cook, eat every day for till the day he passed. And then he came to our house. The dog didn't bark. It's a true story. The dog was really violent, but he didn't bark. And then my grandfather passed away. We had to go. And when you go, you say things to your dogs. Okay, it's like a part of the family. Then we told the dog we are going to granddad's house because granddad passed away. It was like 25 kilometers away. And then we went. Then we asked our neighbor to look after the dog. The dog didn't eat anything for 3 days. Cried.
Same thing goes with cows as well. Like that's what they say. Like they can sense if there's some death in the thing. You can see literally the tears falling out.
And then that was the dog. Oh my God, that dog was so violent. You give her food, you are never allowed to touch that bowl again. You'll bite it. My brother, he got bitten here. Like it took the whole chunk. Had to go to the thing and put the rabies thing. But that dog was vaccinated anyway. But it's still that connection. And like it's here having a dog, it's a little bit different. You have to think a lot, because when you go overseas or anything, you need to
Yeah,
be
no,
able
that's
to
the
take.
thing. It's very hard, but still lucky. Yeah.
But one day when I will have a little bit of when the time will be right, I will definitely have a dog. It's I grew up with the dogs, with the goats, a lot of them, and then with a lot of chickens as well. We used to have a two-story, the one room in the ground on the ground floor used to have a lot of chooks over there.
Okay.
And we always had animals, like growing up, always.
Yeah, that's good. Always, because you can have it connects you, like everything. You understand the emotions better, and especially like people say, animals, they're so good. Like trust me, it does not matter what, even if it is a goat, even they can understand you. They can, if you call them, they can come to you.
Exactly. We used to have a name.
Yeah, that's
Like,
what I'm
we used
saying.
to
Like,
have a name.
even chickens, if they call them, they'll come to you.
Yeah, my mom, when she calls my daughter, she will like, "Can you show us the chicken?" And then my mom used to yell from the second, and the chicken used to just come at the front. And so on picture, she likes the sound of the chicken and everything. It was really nice knowing you.
Wow.
Mr. Neeraj Upadhyay, but he's Bobby Maharaj for me.
Thanks.
You are something that I look up to, because you're the way you think and the way you do things. It's different.
You're very humble.
Anyone.
Yeah.
Now I want to ask something. So, the tattoos you do have, right? That what significance it does have with you?
See, one is Shiva, right? So it's what do you call it? Aghori. Aghori is the tantric form of Shiva, where he just worships in, like, so that is his real roop. Yeah, he's a form. And one is, I just wrote Mahadev, like, I just like him. And one is the other 7 chakras, like, if he because of exercise, my arms are getting big. So these are the, like,
Yeah. 7 or 6?
What is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Sorry.
6.
Yeah. No, 7. The 7, man. 7 chakras. Yeah. So this is one is this, which is my Shiv Parvati, like Thandav, that roop. And that's it. Here we got some. This is when my mother and father passed away, Mapa, and one is Kutum. Kutum is Parivar, and it's just like there's no significant, like, to be this just to look cool, to be honest, like, it just but. And one is this Sadhguru's logo, there's Isha's logo.
Isha's logo.
Yeah, this is what I got too. There's no, like, you don't need a tattoo to show that you are a meditator, like, it just looks good. That's why I always wanted to have them. So I just thought, why not? And
but you got the tattoos that you believe in.
Yeah,
it's not just a random tattoo.
No. I just believe in everything.
You believe in Parvati, you believe in Shiva, and all those stuff. Yeah, the Aghori, it's a kind of it's a completely different form of Lord Shiva.
That is the real form of Shiva, if you look at it, like, so he was like that. He was always like, the wilderness, and he will just he does not.
We'll talk about Aghori and cannibalism in next
cannibalism
next part, because that's a lot of that's a big thing to do a lot.
Learn about. And
I remember currently there was I don't know if it was currently, there was a BBC reporter. He went to the place where Aghoris were there. Oh my God, he is scared. Those Aghoris scared the shit out of him.
Yeah, because they've got, some of them, they've got literally power.
They do, and then because they do have that skull, right?
Yeah.
He was so. He couldn't even move, because I was like, so wait, you went to India to interview, to talk with Agori who are cannibalists. That's why it is there. And you don't, so you didn't actually do a lot of research about it. So you just went there. You don't have Indian people around you. You don't have a local people. You need a local people who talks their language. You know what I mean? Oh my God. Then he called the cameraman and he's like, can you just tell them something and I'll just run? And that Agori was like, he doesn't understand anything. He was so angry. It's there. I was like, I didn't know exactly what the context, but the short clip was there. I was like, oh my God, you need to actually, if you are willing to learn something, you need to do a little bit of research and then just go in the time when they are calm, and then when they are not doing that.
Have you been to Banaras ever?
Yeah, I think it was in Banaras.
Yeah.
They do have a lot of Agoris there.
Yeah. Banaras, like, it's,
during the Sivaratri, there are a lot of fake sadhus nowadays anyway. But
the fake sadhus have been always there. Like, it's always thousand years. Like,
so there are some who came at that time, who came to Nepal and Pashupatinath, and they meditate in a little bit different secluded place and everything. Oh my God, you are scared. You go there, speak Hindi, and you go there, and then you just start to talk politely without invading there anything. Then they will tell you each and everything, and then some of them, they even speak English, and I was like, oh my goodness, these people know what they are doing. They left their home, they left their family, everything, to be devotee to Lord Shiva.
See, that's what I say. Like, then people who have become Shiva Bhakts, like, you can, those who have been really successful, those who have been the CEOs of a company, those who have just finished their MBA from IIM, IITians, like, things like that, who have just completed, they got enlightened, they just become sadhu. People say, because some of the bad gurus, they have made a bad name. And that's why, like, people saying, oh, the gurus are like that, some of them. But nowadays, people they've got that much brain to differentiate between people. Like, you have to be really smart to make a fool of me, to be honest, like, especially in spiritualism or maybe sadhu and all that. Because as soon as the money comes in, something is wrong.
Yes.
Yeah. So, like, you don't give money. Like, you give money from your own devotion. Like, if you won't feel like doing it, just do it. Otherwise, don't.
Same with the priest. Like, we do a lot of pujas, right? And it's like, priests are not supposed to ask money.
Yeah.
We just give it
from your own thing.
From our own
rupee, $10 for whatever.
Anything. But the problem is, for example, I will have a priest at home, right? And then I will give him, let's say, for example, here in Australia, $150. Then I will tell the other family, they might ask, how much you give? 150. And I want to give a little bit more. That's how the name has been becoming really worse. Because you just give how much you think you can give. It's not hard and fast rule, and they will literally never ask money for you.
Yeah, they should not.
They should not ask.
Yeah, that's it. Like, so see, they don't need money, to be honest, right? So only money needed to construct the building, or maybe to maintain the temple and things like that. For their what do we need? If I'm a priest, I just need a dhoti, kurta, and something to eat. That's it, right? And whatever the salary, they get salary from and technically, when you're giving something, you should put it in the dan patra. Don't give it to them. So that's the thing. People understand that. Some in India, I think the Modi government have done that now. Like, they have took control of all the mandirs, major mandirs. All the money, they're just giving them 10-20% or don't. I don't know exactly what, but most of them, it's going to the government now.
Yeah, there was something. There was something out of Pashupatinath as well. I don't know, 5 years ago, because Pashupatinath is, I think, one of the richest.
It has to be like
temple in the world, because they have that. They have big pile of money over there, right? And then they do have a trust where they work, but where there is a money, there comes
corruption and everything.
All that stuff.
But people lose their the real path.
The sense, exactly.
That's the thing. They just think, okay, why it is there for them? Like, once they become really old, and they realize, oh my God, what have I done?
Before you already mentioned that when you were doing the 30 days fast, the next you were more energized.
Yeah, 100%.
So these fasts, and I think it's not just about a fast. It's your yoga, your meditation. You do it. So that has helped you a lot in your normal day-to-day lifestyle as well. Is
Is
it?
it? It could be. I don't know, because that's the thing. Like, you just do it. Don't think about the results, right? Because my wife, I could have gone more, but my wife said, "No, I'm gonna leave you if you don't stop now."
Really?
Seriously, I said, "Okay, I'll do it
But
on
like
30 days."
I'm okay with when you do 30 days, but I'm shocked at that 3 days dry fast. You mean like
can.
you don't even brush your teeth with the water,
No,
and you don't take a shower, right?
You don't take
And
a shower.
so
Because what I was doing is, when it was raining, I was having a big umbrella. I was, wearing gloves. So when I was going to the toilet, I was washing my hands, and
so you just okay, wow.
yeah. So so I just and I was just, that was little hard, because being an Indian, not taking a shower and just
Yeah,
wiping your bottom
Butt.
with the
Yeah.
tissues and everything. But it was good. You felt like it is. See, it's my sisters, they get worried, they, and my wife also, they say, no, no. I said, see, the body tells you.
Exactly.
Body tells you everything. If I told them, I had a water bottle in my thing, and I had electrolyte and everything.
Yeah.
I said, if I feel like that I can't, something is wrong, I will drink it. But I never felt it. Like, I might think my willpower is much more stronger than my bodily needs,
Yeah.
So I just said, nah.
I think there is a scientific evidence as well that how long can your body last without a water, without a
We used to
food.
say it's all myth. I don't even trust them anymore. Honestly, I think 3 days I can do it. I can do it for 5 days also.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me know when you do 5 days next time. Okay?
Yeah, I mean, 5 days, if I do it, if my wife permits me, 3 days I'll do every time.
Okay.
Trust me. Yeah.
That's good.
But 5 days.
So you have more confidence in doing the dry fast.
Yeah, because dry fast give you, if you are running short of time, doing a 7-day fast and 3-day dry fast give you the same benefit.
Yeah, fair enough.
You know what I mean? So you it's, yeah, they're equal to 3-day. If you do 5-day fast, maybe it's equals to 12-day water fast.
And the bodybuilders before the show, they don't drink water first or any matter.
Yeah, that's it. They just eat egg and things like that, protein, and they don't, because they're their muscles, and you can feel it. I didn't feel any difference. Maybe, yeah, I weight. I lost 5 kgs, because it's not
okay.
there must be water retention that must have gone.
Yeah.
But it's still.
So that's good. Everything is taking you towards clear mind and
clear mind. The more clear mind you have, the more closer you get to your towards the inner engineering. Let's say towards the God.
Sadhguru. Hats up to Sadhguru. Hopefully, I'll be able to get enrolled in that program someday.
Yeah, if he comes, I'll tell you.
I've been trying to. A lot of talk about spirituality back when to Sanatan Dharma back days, everything. If you have to say 3 qualities about yourself that you like about, what it would be?
3 qualities. Number 1, I am my willpower, which is I really get surprised if you say oh, I can't do this. You can do everything though. It's mine. Is, I won't say that it's more, but I like that, because people, why I feel it's more, because if I tell my wife to do this, she can't do it, or maybe other person, no, I can't do that. So why not? It's just easy. So I feel your willpower is, my willpower is very strong. That's what I feel, because I quit alcohol or cigarettes and things like that. I never look back. That's a good thing. Once I go back, quit something, I never go back to that. And I think I'm confidence. My confidence is okay. I can talk about it.
You are confident.
Yeah. So that's the thing. And third quality. Seriously, I can't think of the third one. I'm a good father.
You're definitely a good one.
So, and bad ones I can say, like, so I'm getting better now, like, heaps better after doing meditations. Very short tempered sometimes, and I wanted to read, like, I never got into reading, like, I should have. I tell my kids, my son reads a lot, my daughter also. That's why, maybe I just you want your kids to do what you haven't done in life,
Yeah,
That's the thing.
my daughter loves to read as
Read,
well.
yeah,
I like to read,
don't,
but
yeah. You get bored too
when I
quick.
started as a guard,
Yeah.
we had a lot of leisure time, right?
Yeah.
I used to read a lot of books, and then once I moved down to Campbelltown, forget about reading because you do work for like 9 hours, 8.5 hours,
and then you get tired,
and then I really want. I told my wife that's my dream as well. I want to have a little library because my dad reads a lot as well. He do have a lot of books. Like I still got a lot of books and notes from my university degree. And my wife said, "What are you gonna know? I want this because I don't know. I might want this later."
Yeah.
And books.
Books are good.
Yeah,
Books
it's good. Nowadays, it's just if I turn a couple of pages, I will sleep. Anything you want to say to people who want to start getting into the spiritual journey?
My recommendation would be, like, start sitting at one spot. Just choose one spot every day, like, nice and quiet. Close your eyes. If you can sit in a lotus position, which is good. Otherwise, just sit cross-legged. Don't think. Just close your eyes. Look for as long as you can. Like, it'll be hard in the beginning, like, for 5 minutes, because your mind will wander around. Don't worry. Like, still keep doing it every day. Do it for. You will not realize when you will start getting closer to God. That's what mine. And whenever you get a chance, when you can't go any further, then find a guru, any good guru.
Anything you want to say to me?
Yeah, you're doing a very good job, Sharad. Like, it's not just the podcast, but people. There's so many people who are shy to ask questions, right? With these podcasts, with common men like you and me, they can understand. Or maybe those who are back home in Nepal or in India, they think, oh, they're living a good life and things like that. Things will get clear. Like, wherever you are, if you are happy inside, money wise, you can do good anywhere. Money can buy a lot of good things, but not everything. So when you are happy, you make people around you happy. And money is the secondary thing. It will keep on coming. It will flow like anything. Trust me. So this is a very good initiative by you. Like, learning should never stop. And unknowingly or knowingly, everybody learns every day. But what you're doing is you are helping others as well. Because some of them, they back home especially, they think, oh, we can go to America or Canada or any Western country, like, the life will be sorted. It'll be sorted a little bit, but not 100%. You think, like, it's not gonna, if you have all the money in the world, it's not gonna help you until unless you are happy within.
Yeah, the grass is always greener on the other side.
It is always, like, and it's Western countries, they're good to know that you should be doing everything yourself. Back home also, you should be sweeping, you're cleaning your own toilets and everything. It's nothing to feel shy about. Isn't it? People think, oh, we get maids there and things like that. You should respect each and every one. Right? Everybody is same. Like, you cannot look down on anyone. That's what I feel like. Once my attitude has changed, when I go back home now, like, they're privileged that they have got mates there because you can afford it. Right? I won't say, like, but treat them as your colleagues, like, don't treat them as mates.
It was really nice. Thank you.
Thank you, Sharad. Yeah.
It was a pending talk with you because we always chat, but it is always something good to chat because I'm also trying to get into the same field that you are in,
Yeah.
and I hope you will guide me.
Yeah, definitely. Like
Some
anything
breakthrough.
you need, and a good luck with your podcast when you're gonna
And,
release it. Like hopefully you get millions of followers.
If you like this episode, please like, share, and subscribe. Until then, your host Sarad Bhattarai signing off.